Oh boy. I is done, but I'm not done. I am not done. Not done. Hashtag not done. Good morning, everybody. Hang on. Let me see. I gotta make that public. Oh, it's already public. Let me share it out. Good morning. Who was that? Tony up this early? A little early for you, bro? What you doing up this early? Was just looking for the cast. Yeah. Well, I'm getting started late. You know, slavery does what it does. Thinking in my morning, listening to my gurus and my lectures and trying to figure out what the heck. I think we're trying to beat the Harkonnens. I think we're onto something with that. It seems that America and China in a race. We're in a race to become the Harkonnens. We're in a race to poison our people for profit as quickly as possible, and ain't nobody gonna stop us. Good morning, everybody. Hang on, I'm not ready. I'm almost ready. Let me press this button, press that button. Share this out right here. Thank you for sharing, liking, subscribing, all of that stuff. Appreciate the people who are spreading on the platforms, going over to VK and going over to YouTube and Facebook. Cross-pollinate is good for the ecosystem. Good for the ecosystem. Speaking of the ecosystem, did y'all know IRS coming for Facebook? You know what? The IRS is coming for Facebook. $9 billion they say they owe. $9 billion. I know that makes some people happy. That doesn't make me happy. It might make you happy. Oh no. The enemy of my greatest enemy is my friend. No. I think I might have to send Mark a card or something. I don't know. I think embezzlement's a bad idea. You know, Facebook is bad. I mean, they censor people, and obviously the global alliance is on their side, but somebody else been serving the deep state a hell of a lot longer. Somebody else been serving these banks and corporations and embezzling money from the people a hell of a lot longer. Don't actually make me choose. Y'all make me choose. You may not like my choice. I'm just saying, Mark, I feel struck, brother. Feel struck. That's all I'm gonna say. Good morning, everybody. Y'all remember this scene? It's from a movie, Das Boot. I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking about this morning. Das Boot. I saw this when I was a kid, and apparently they have a new version. I have not seen the new version. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I like the old version. I'm set in my ways. I'm sorry. Das Boot. When I was a kid, you had me on a boat, because you know these stories, movies, they take you on a journey, telling a story. I was on a journey as a kid. I was fighting for the struggle with the people on the boat, all the poor people on the boat, because I always put the poor people on the boat. Somewhere around halfway through, I realized that these are the Germans. I'm not supposed to like the Germans. I was empathizing with the poor Germans. Whew, what an amazing, wonderful thing to do is put everybody in everybody else's shoes. Good morning. Who is that? Susan? Somebody's having technical difficulties? Is that Kay? Karen, you having trouble? Is that just you or is that everybody else? You need to reboot, go out, come back in, or we having some trouble this morning? I don't know. I'd like to know. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Deborah and Daniel. Nice shirt. Thank you. It's black. It's just the black shirt. It's nothing special. No frills, no tags, and nothing. It's a shirt. Works good with the green screen. Good morning, Patricia Hauser. Who you pissing off today? Who you going after today, girl? I'm seeing some hearts flowing by, so I assume that means that y'all probably can't see the picture. Good morning, everybody. I was thinking about today. I was thinking about why people hate the truth so damn much, which is interesting that Tony is here. But why do people hate that? They just can't stand it. It just tastes like okra. It's just nasty. It tastes slimy, like it's fresh out the garden. You don't like truth at all. They just want to regurgitate it like an okra smoothie or something. I think the truth is inconvenient. I think that's the biggest problem. I think he nailed it with the name of that documentary, The Inconvenient Truth. I don't agree with the facts in the movie. I don't think they're facts, but the truth is always inconvenient. With the truth comes change, right? And the reason why people hate it, because we started talking about it yesterday a little bit. When you have, let me flip this. Flip the music. We're going to get into it. People don't like change. They can't stand change. And when you live in like a really, really deeply socially and economically engineered society, of course, you're pretty much told, most people are told what to do. They're told where to go. They're told what to do for a living. Go to school, get your grades, get your degrees, get as many as you can, get all them letters in front of your name, and go out and help. Be a good person. And everybody wants to believe that they're a good person. I think this is why truth is so impalatable to most people. It's why your friends hate you. That's why your family never like your post. They don't ever like my family. Don't ever go nowhere near my post. It's because we all want to think we're good people, and to get up in the morning and go do the things that we got to do, we have to convince ourselves that we're a good person. And nobody wants to hear that they're not. Nobody wants to hear that they're on the wrong side. Nobody wants to hear that they're a part of the problem. They built up an entire life believing that they are a part of the solution. That's why I like this movie. That was one of my first introductions to what's true, because you empathize with the Germans. They're pissing in cans and the Americans trying to kill them. And because I didn't know halfway through the movie, I was cheering. I was like, yeah, we got to get those Americans, damn it. And I stopped and I was like, wait a minute. The Germans got it this bad too? I thought the Germans had black capes and they were evil and fangs and blood dripping out everywhere. It's like, no, they're just poor people too. Put on a boat, defending themselves, and they're going to go out there and kill as many Americans as they can. This is my first introduction to the fact that we really got to try on everybody else's shoes, because the new Top Gun movie's coming out. And I'm not going to be able to watch it. I'm not going to be. Well, I love me some Top Gun. But I understand what these movies are for now. Now I'm a little older, and I realize that I want to convince myself that I'm a good person. I'm doing good things and I'm helping. I'm not a part of the problem. If more people were like me, then everything would be great. And the reality is that's completely untrue. Completely untrue, right? And that's why people hate the truth, because it means that they have to change. It means that you have to accept that maybe you were told what to do. We like to pretend that we drive our lives and we're being more compelled than anything else. I think it was something good Ty used to say, that the truth, people like lies because the truth has consequences. Right? The truth might mean that you maybe shouldn't be working for that corporation that you are. The truth might mean that maybe voting isn't the way. The truth might mean that maybe your political party isn't clean. Blows my mind that while they had y'all busy with impeachment, you know what they were doing while they was playing the peachy game? They had the silly people worried about some impeachiness. You know what they were doing? These idiots together, the fools, both of them, these political parties, they were deploying a a low-yield nuke on the USS Tennessee. Do you understand? They deployed a new nuclear weapon while you all were pretending that these two sides were fighting. Behind your back, they sent off a new means of World War III. That's okay, right? You know, it's only it's a kinder, gentler nuke, right? It only blows up 20 square city blocks. That's so this is better, right? This is kinder and gentler. While you were busy trying to impeach the president, the person who has absolutely no power in that position. I don't hate your president. I don't hate your 2020. I just understand that that position has no power when it comes to the world, geopolitics, and anything. So yeah, y'all talking about taxes. I ain't gonna talk about tax, but I will say this is that I'm between Facebook and the IRS. I don't know that I got a team. I don't know. That's a difficult one. I'm not sure, because I'm not gonna get on board, because you know what, they orchestrate the news in that way where you're just like, yeah, I gotta pay taxes. Facebook needs to pay taxes too. And I think the real question is always between the cracks, right? Should the IRS continue to exist, right? Is it embezzlement? Is it another corporation that's under the United States corporation serving as an embezzlement arm to pass debt down the road to your kids and kids that aren't even born yet for war, to pay for short range or low yield nuclear weapons, to pay for wars that we shouldn't be in? And I don't think it should. I've read the Constitution. I'm quite certain that they don't have the right. I'm pretty sure that in A-Tail brother Tony mentioned 1871. In 1871, they created a corporation and they convinced us to consent to a new government. Right? Like Tony, I like to say it a different way. I was thinking about that earlier this morning. You know, all they basically did is they set up a corporation and we all consented to joining that corporation as our government, and we threw out the republic. And I think we need to go back to being a republic. How's that saying go? A republic, if you can keep it. I think we should have kept it. That's what I think. I think we should have kept it. I think we're all individual republics. And I think that this federal corporation is going to have to fall. You know, but the truth is hated because people don't like to change. They don't want to change. They're going to hate your posts. They're going to hate your truth because your truth means that they can't continue on. Yeah, exactly, Lori. Kinder, gentler weapons, gentler nuclear weapons that they normalize to people like these are okay because it only going to kill 20,000 people. It's not that bad. And I'm just like, you know, in 20 city blocks, there are a lot of children that live there, a lot of old people, a lot of women. Talking about women's rights, talking about children's rights, men too, but people aren't as empathetic about the men. But it means we got to change. And so they don't want to hear the truth. They want to know that their party is dirty as the other party. They don't want to know that their country is dirty as the other country. They don't want to know that we're on our way to becoming the Harkonnens. And otherwise, it means that, see, don't even start that, Harley. Don't even start that here. They got a SWAT team. Facebook can take them all. You better not. Facebook pays taxes. Let me see. This is a CIA tool. I doubt that. They didn't. Well, they do, but they didn't pay as much. So the IRS is saying they owe another $9 billion. And so for me, I don't believe in embezzlement. I don't believe in compulsion. I don't believe Facebook should, nor should you. I think that shouldn't exist. I think that nations with massive militaries that don't have money can't start endless wars and they can't fight endless wars. I think a nation that can't kick that can way down the road and make your great grandkids pay for a war that's happening today, I don't think that's a good idea. So I disagree with the whole tax thing as a philosophy, but I understand the IRS has a SWAT team and that SWAT team has your address. So whatever we do, we got to do together. All right. Citizen Deb jumped over there. It's a better stream over there. All right. But that's why people hate your post. That's what I think. They've convinced themselves that they are right. They built a whole life up around this idea that they're good people. And in reality, in an engineered society, nobody's good. The society's engineered by the engineers, which means that we are all selling out to a certain degree. I just think the difference is there are people who are okay with changing and people who are not. If you're okay with changing because you think bombing kids is bad, you think women should have some rights, you don't really care what LGBTQ, A, B, D, or C, F does with A, B, C, or 7, or this, that, or the other, where they put it, how they put it, not your business. If you agree with those things, then you're okay to change. If you're okay with, you know what, maybe we've been living a little high on the hog. Maybe we've been hogging all the technology that we've stolen from all around the world. You're okay with changing. You understand that, you know what, we've had it good. Now it's time to do some good. Then the truth doesn't bother you because you know you got to change. You're evolving, right? But there are people who don't want to evolve, right? There are people who convince themselves that they are good people. They're in a good nation. They're in a good state. And they're doing good things in a good religion and a good race. Everybody else is evil, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. You know, those who are willing to evolve and those who've locked themselves into hating any type of change because they've convinced themselves or they become convinced that they're correct. Let me see. People love tradition and willing to die and can and kill for it. Yeah, well, they get locked into the tradition. I think I see what you're saying, Tony. It's like it becomes normal, right? War becomes normal. Apathy becomes normal. Not giving a damn becomes normal. They get propped up on a table and the legs are based in the most impoverished people in their country and around the world, and they kind of look the other way. And then after a while, killing really isn't killing. It's like a video game. War isn't really war. It's not really murder. It's just this thing that happens 3,000 miles away that because you have so much money, it's not really a thing. Because the bombs aren't falling on your heads, it's not really your problem. They normalize. They absolutely do. Also, we're impatient. Oh, we're very impatient, Lord. We want it right now. That's how they play us. Monkeys. Did y'all see the monkey video? Did I show y'all the monkey? Did y'all see the monkey video? Did y'all see the UFO land in Monkey Town? There's a UFO came to the jungle, and it was funny. It was interesting. I think y'all should watch it. It was great. I'll post the link. You know, it kind of more examples. You observe nature. Hang on, let me see if I can. Where's my feed at? Where's my thread? Is it this one? No, I don't think it's that. This one? Yeah, I think it's this one. Let me bring it forward. Put Das Boot in the back. But Das Boot was a great one. I think they've since done another one. They've done another Das Boot on some network station. I like the old one. But it was the first time where I started to realize that, nah, I'm not on the good side, that there actually isn't a good side. That we can make better and better sides, or we can just be on the same side, but there is no good side. Y'all see this one? This is the monkey video. This is where the monkey, this is where they made the turtle, the robotic turtle. Oh, it was a great video. And this is a good explanation of like free energy. So one day, this little free energy thing, let me see if I can play this. I can't really play it, but I can show you a clip. This is one where they put the cameras in the different devices. And this one was the turtle. I like nature. You can learn a whole lot from nature about yourself. Hang on, let me put this down over here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to flip the screen. Hold on. One moment, please. One moment, please. Hold, please. Hang on. This one. Yes, that one right there. There we go. Now go ahead and play it. What is this commercial? Trying to see the monkeys in the UFO. See, that's a UFO right there. That's a turtle. It's not a turtle. That's actually it's a UFO. It's an unidentified walking object actually. And the monkeys, they see it and they start going crazy like, what the hell is that? Hey Julian, what's that? I see a UFO. I don't know. Ain't no damn turtle. And it's hilarious. They come over here and they look at, they poke it, they prod it. This guy, he puts his finger in it, sniffs his finger. It's like this is their Roswell. So I won't go through it. I want you to go ahead and watch it. But then they take it, they start playing with it, dragging it through the jungle, and then they start hiding it from each other. Once they start hiding it, then they start fighting over it. And not really fighting, but squabbling. Isn't that what happens when a UFO falls into the jungle? All right, it's interesting. I think as above, so below. As above, so below. I think if you really think about it, we have not gone that far from the animal kingdom. Whether you believe we come from monkeys or not, we are not that far away. Not that far removed. When you start seeing your Pentagon act like a monkey. Anyway, good morning, Rebecca. How them sharks doing? My grandma's house was occupied by Germans and she felt sorry for young soldiers. Ooh, Christine, isn't that personal? Wow. Well, grandma, she was in tune. She was in tune with just some phenomenal energy, being able to empathize and, with the oppressor. But understanding, and it's hard for Christine, it's hard for people to do that. To realize if you were born in Germany, you'd be doing what the Germans do. They don't want to say that. They don't want to say that because that means that they have to change. They don't want to admit that they were born in the ghetto. They'd be doing what kids in the ghetto do. They don't want to admit that they were born in a trailer park. They'd be doing what kids in the trailer park do. People, they want to hold themselves up on these high horses of righteousness that I'm good and we're right and you're wrong and you're bad. And that's why they hate change. And that's why when you post truthful things, nobody likes it. Very few people. Because they don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to admit that they're better. And we have to evolve out of that. We have to learn how to empathize with other people and that people become their environments. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Ivana. Brother Daniel. Most people can't handle the truth. Right, Daniel, because they're designed not to. Our society is highly engineered so that the truth is repulsive. They don't want to tolerate it. The Republicans have to be bad because it means that I'm good. If the Republicans aren't bad, it means I'm good. If both Democrats and Republicans are bad, it means we need a new system or we need to change things, and people don't want to change. That requires effort and energy. It requires admitting that we aren't as good as we think we are. People don't like that. They don't like that at all. I love it. That's why it doesn't bother me. I talked about it yesterday. Says, oh, your posts are so dark. And I'm like, my posts are dark? Do you see some darkness here? I don't see no darkness. I see things that are truthful that aren't popular. That's not dark to me. That's because I've accepted that I have to change, and I got to change on a daily basis. Most of my friends, for the most part, they've accepted they've got to change. And so the posts aren't dark looking at what's true. Lies are easy to swallow, right, Tony? Because the lies are designed to go along with the indoctrination we were handed. And so they're just easier to swallow. you know, because they put that lion juice, that lie gel in your throat like KY. Also, I can go any further with that one. Also, groupthink keeps people stupid. Yeah, well, groupthink. But Tony, see, groupthink is bad when you're in college, right? Because you can point at the others. When they do it, it's bad. It's groupthink. That's groupthink. Y'all stupid, you know, in theory. But when you grow up, you join a group and you think you're not groupthinking. It's like, no, that's actually how groupthink works. You're in a group. If you got a relate an identity, a race, a religion, a nation, you are groupthinking, whether you like it or not. That's how psychology works. You are the fool. You are the dumb one. And that's well, not dumb, ignorant. Because you're ignorant of the side. You're ignorant of Das Boot. Gotta get the Americans. I love this movie. Because it kind of showed poor sailors and what they had to go through. Always the Americans trying to get them. And it was a wonderful movie. Absolutely, absolutely, positively wonderful, because it gave you a view into things you wouldn't normally see. In my country, we had Top Gun. We were the good guys. Everybody was trying to stop us from deploying freedom and democracy around the world for everybody. We were going to we were going to bring freedom to everybody. So anyway, that's why I think people don't like the truth, because it means they have to change, and we have to accept that on some regular basis. We're going to have to do some changing. All right, what do we got? What do we got today? Let me see. On a forest tiny house binge. Yeah, Carolyn, well, I like the tiny houses. That's another good one. I grew up thinking you're supposed to have a big house, supposed to have a mansion, supposed to live like the kings and the lords. I don't think that anymore. Like, I accept that the climate is changing. I don't agree with taxing it to stop it to change. And because that's the case, I can't live in an ignorant McMansion. I have to live modestly within my means, which means I gotta live in a smaller house. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing, actually. But people don't want to do that. They want to fight climate change from a McMansion. You know, so that's another one. That's another great one, is I accept the whole idea of a tiny house. We collect the world's trash, and we don't need to. Dems and the GOP cheer on Trump for the worst reasons. Well, they always cheer, or they cheer on him for, well, wait a minute, cheer on Trump. I don't know what you mean by that. I forgot the brother's name from Reqires. Lee Camp. Well, people cheer him because they believe him, and people hate him because they think he's the demon. And none of it's ever based on anything other than drama and emotions. And I think emotions are bad ideas for making decisions on anything. Like, emotions are real. Emotions are very, very real. Emotions are not false, but emotions shouldn't make anybody's decisions. So here it is right here. It's the IRS and Facebook. $9 billion. Whose side you on? I got a side.
TV/download. That is our brand new app platform. You'll get a sneak peek, exclusive
The case is happening what, this week?
One-of-a-kind app experience, really, that you can't get anywhere else.
Anytime I see this, it's always orchestrated where you got to pick a side.
Right, it is tax
and you
season
can't
across
just be
the
in the
US,
middle
and this year, the IRS has one American.
I don't think either should exist. If you really had to ask me, I don't think IRS or Facebook should exist. I don't believe in monopolies. I don't believe in compulsion and force and domination.
And one company on their mind, Facebook. The IRS says Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook owe them $9 billion, and that they didn't fall for Facebook's Ireland tax scam by splitting up Facebook's assets and setting them offshore in Ireland. So this 9-year effort is about to take shape in court this week. For more on this, we'll talk with investigative journalist Ben Swan. All right, Ben, so first, can you break down for us what exactly Facebook did in the way of, splitting up the company to avoid paying, back in 2010, the corporate tax rate that was at 35%.
35% was the corporate tax rate. That only changed in 2017. So between 2010 and 2017, there's a corporate U.S. tax rate of 35%. What Facebook essentially did in 2010 was they said, hey, we're going to set up this subsidiary in Ireland. And Ireland is going to be where we have so much of our business being developed around the world, advertising revenue, all that's going to come through there. So here's how it works. All of this is really an argument over internal assets. So Facebook has assets in their Irish subsidiary, and they have assets in the US. And what they're doing is essentially valuing the assets in the US significantly lower because the Irish subsidiary is essentially leasing those assets from the US subsidiary. So what it really comes down to is Facebook, for all those years, was paying a tax rate of about 15.5% instead of 35%. The IRS looked at it and said, number one, you need to be paying us that additional 20%. And number two, they're saying you undervalued those assets that you were moving back and forth. Facebook had said it was worth about $7 billion. The IRS said it's worth about 14, now has come back and re-looked at that and said, actually, they're worth about 21 billion, which would leave a tax liability of $9 billion.
Wow, so that's how they arrived at that figure. Okay, so the IRS basically saying that Facebook kind of undercharged itself for services. What are Facebook executives arguing in their defense then?
Well, what they're arguing is they didn't undercharge themselves. They say these assets were correctly attributed. In fact, they say in some ways they actually overcharged themselves. So Facebook is saying that they are due a refund.
Wow.
We shouldn't be paying you $9 billion, they say. They say that the IRS actually owes them a refund.
I have no dog in this fight. I have no dog in this fight at all. I don't agree with either one of them. But if you really had to see, I don't believe in this idea that you have to pay and you were born here. I don't believe in that whole concept that you owe something. I don't think you owe anybody anything. I don't think you owe the king anything. I don't think you owe the lords. I don't think you were born into their debt. I don't think that they own you. I don't. So, you know, I think with this, what it does is, one, is it builds that psychology that, yeah, it's normal that you're owned, so you want them to be owned too. That you're owned, that other people should pay, that you pay, that other people should be forced to be beholden to the kings and authorities. And I don't like that psychology. I don't like how the debate is staged. And besides that, if you ask yourself, well, who's done the most good for the world? Ask that question. I have to say Facebook. I'm sorry, I have to say, I know y'all don't like Mark Zuckerberg. Y'all zucker this, zucker that, sucker this, zucker that. He's done a whole lot of good in my life. I don't know about the world in your life, but he's introduced me to a lot of phenomenal friends. I've learned more on Facebook than I did in I don't know how many years of education. I've learned more truthful things from people on Facebook than anywhere else. So that social networking thing, that actually works. So I don't have any hate for them. I don't think they should exist. I think that, you know, you have tools like any other technology we should utilize for the human race, not for massive corporations. But yeah, I have no dog in this fight. It's like picking and choosing between, I don't know, the slave master and the people that sit the slaves down for conversations on Juneteenth or something like that. I don't know. I don't believe in the concept of authority. So I don't believe in that this is a good idea at all, that they should pay or you should pay. I don't think you owe anybody for being born. I think that's stupid. I think one of the most ignorant things we could do is make people pay for being born. Slugs don't have to pay for being born. Fleas and ticks don't get debts for being born. It's not a penalty. You know, you didn't commit a crime by being born. So anyway, that's that. We've all become the better me. Yeah, Christine, and hopefully we are. Hopefully that's the journey in life, is you're never educated. Educated is not a thing. You know how people get the degrees. I'm educated. That's not, this is not a thing. You're never educated. You're learning. You're either learning or you stop learning. And this idea that you have this degree and they give you some letters and you're done. No, I'm done with physics. No, you're not done. That's not exactly how physics works. I got my MD. I'm a doctor now. I'm an MD. I'm done doctor. No, that's not how this. That's not how that works. You have to keep learning throughout your life. It means it taught you how to think in a certain philosophy, perhaps, or a certain discipline, but you've never learned it. There is no done and completion. Yeah, I understand politics. Literally, they make the lives of every single day keep changing. That's the beautiful thing about being alive today, is that we really don't know anything. And for people really paying attention, it makes you less and less of authoritarian, right? Every day I spend getting to know new people and new things, the less I can take any extreme positions on anything. Like, I'm good with flat earth. I'm good with Loch Ness. I'm good with Bigfoot. I'm good with all of that because I don't have any extreme positions. I realize how little I actually know. And I think that we need to take the big view. I think we need to look at the big picture And every day, another way of saying that, every day try to look at a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger picture, because you want to be at the 30,000 foot level, like the military in war. You want to be as high up as possible and see what it's like for the poor whites and the poor blacks and the poor Mexicans and this, that. You want to see what it's like for the Christians and the Muslims. You want to be all encompassing. And the older I get and the more people I meet, the higher up I feel that I'm going in terms of looking down and realizing that, wow, we're all in that same boat. Das Boot! We're all in the same boat. We're all in that same boat. We're going to drown together. And I think emotions is a bad idea of deciding anything. The more and more I look at it, the more I see emotions are driving this whole world. And I have no idea where it's going. I look at the GPS and it's not a nice place. There's a lot of fire, some water, might be some zombies and nuclear weapons and death and destruction. I just think emotions is always a bad idea to drive anything. And this whole human race is being driven on emotion right now. When you look at the world power struggle, geopolitics, everything is being driven on emotion in every single country. This is not going to end in a good place. Not everybody, but the vast majority act on emotions, and we got to stop. I don't think that's wise. I think we got to do that GPS rerouting thing. We look at the final destination. It's like like you do your GPS and it ends you up in the hood, and it's like, oh no, I know somebody that live on that street. I do not. I think Cat Williams says. So you look at the GPS, it's like, oh no, we're not going to Jackson Street. No, we ain't doing that. Rerouting. Got to find a new way around. If you think that your world is going a great place with psychotic, dramatic, ego-driven, emotional people making the decisions for everybody and having microphones, then I guess we're going to go there. If not, you got to do a GPS reroute. All right, Facebook taxes. This is a CIA tool. I doubt that. Well, Harley, and you know what? It might, to be honest with you, now look at the, because I already read your comment. That's twice. It might be just an orchestrated thing. The whole thing could be fake. It could have been completely made up. There's no way we'll know. You know, just on that psychology of trying to get people to understand, to team up against Facebook, that they got to pay their taxes, but we pay our taxes. We live in misery and they got to pay too, instead of stopping and asking the question, does any of this make any sense anymore? Income taxes on citizens are technically voluntary. Yes, this is true. I don't know how they get away with penalizing people for not paying. Well, Susan, is true. It is voluntary, and it's a tricky way to get through that. There are some people who know how to get through it. I am not one of them. Nor will I be teaching how to get through it. There are people who get past it and they don't seem like they talk. There are some people who explain what you have to do, but if you only get halfway through that process, remember this, the IRS has a SWAT team, the IRS has a SWAT team. The IRS has a SWAT team, and I think they might even have a license to kill, I'm not sure. But when they show up, they're showing up. So what we gotta decide is we gotta decide as a group. That's what I think. I think we have to discover consciousness and just as a design, say that this is a bad idea. Let me see. People. Oh no, I'm way up. Let me see. They can't be wrong. Self-supremacy. Ooh, Karen, isn't that a word? Self-supremacy. Yes, I am supreme because I'm correct, which means that I don't have to change. You must change. In fact, you must become more like me. Self-supremacy. That's the thing. Self-privilege. And if they're in a privileged position, they can force other people to be just like them. And that's why we're sending nuclear, what's it, the USS Tennessee? The USS Tennessee. I'm sorry, I'm a little amused by this. I am, y'all. It's just something about it. It's just the whole fallacy thing, the fallacy thing, where we literally were focused on impeaching a president for the whole penis locations, and they created a low-yield nuclear weapon that can blow up 20 blocks, put it on a ship, the USS Tennessee, and send it out in the ocean to Iran or Russia, because we need to make them act like us. Otherwise, we're going to send our missile into their country. Oh, Das Boot. I love that movie. Great movie. That's when I really started to realize the truth of my complicitness in all of this nonsense. Good morning, Georgia. Good morning, Elliot. Let me see. Ego traps us. Yes, it does. Ego traps us, and we have pride in our ego, Lori. That's how society's designed. We're indoctrinated to become proud of things that we shouldn't even be. CIA has been legalized with their budget for high crimes and misdemeanors? Yes, they have, Matthew, which is a good question about the whole IRS and CIA and all these acronym agencies we call the deep state, is should they continue to exist? Now that we know that they're lying, now that we know that they're based in treason, that they're based in creating more enemies. Oh, did I show you did y'all see the kid video? Did y'all see the kid falling? I gotta show you this, hold on. This reminded me of something. I think I gotta go here, turn that off. Nope, not that, that's me. Turn that off. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Yeah, turn that one. Did y'all see the kid? This reminded me of US politics. Here we go, right here, hang on. Where is she at? Oh, she was so cute. She was trying to get somewhere, but this damn deep state just kept chasing her. Let me show you this right. Oh, I gotta watch the monkey video. You got to watch the monkey video. Oh yeah, then we got the bad ones too. We had a little fun the other day. Hang on. I think I gotta close one of these up. This one right here. Let's close that up. Oh, there we go. All right, yeah. Orange man bad, black man bad, brown man bad, migrant man bad, blue man bad, turban man bad, Russian man bad, and China man is bad. And once you got those down, you can be a successful American. You will have a team and you'll have lots of friends. Hang on. I gotta show you this little girl. I gotta show you the little girl. You gotta see the little girl. If you don't watch nothing else, you gotta see the little girl right here. See the boogeyman. The boogeyman drive every. See, she's just trying to walk. She just trying to get somewhere. And that daggone boogeyman, here come. Black man bad. They go right there. Look at that. She just trying to walk. Like, what the hell is that? Oh my goodness. Oh, is that the orange man? What's that? Oh, turban man. Turn around. I'm getting away. Nope, they go right there. I'm sorry. That's U.S. politics. That's U.S. politics right there. How old is she? She about two, maybe 1, 2.5, 2 and a few months. She done figured out U.S. politics right there. That's all they do. They scare you every 4 years. They put a shadow behind you and just get to run. All right, I'm sorry. I know. I liken most people to the child being chased by her shadow, but it is. Y'all talk about the CIA. Who do you think is creating the terrorists? Where do you think they're coming from? They're not there. Yeah, they don't grow terrorists. They make them. They literally chase you around and you run to them for help and they create more and chase you around. And my biggest problem is I know too many people in the military. I grew up in a military family. I talk to people. I got issues. I got issues with y'all out there making enemies and sending my brothers and sisters to go fight the enemies that you made and using their tax dollars to fund them to make them fight them. So absolutely, Matthew. Absolutely. It's high crimes and treason. And we need to grow the hell up. Good morning, Christ Henderson. Good morning, Angela. Let me see. Never a functioning society that keeps us unaware. Yeah, well, societies don't want aware. Social engineers, Matthew, they don't want you to be aware. They need you stupid. They need you running from shadows. They need you running from the boogeymen. And that's the only way they make money. That's the only way they gain more power. That's why I'm saying decisions made in emotion are always a bad idea. Always a bad idea. You need to take your emotions and you need to deal with them. Everybody gets emotional. I mean, it happens. You get upset, but you're supposed to deal with that on the inside. Don't let that out. That's like cocoa virus. Don't let that emotion out on me. Like, I get emotions are real, and I get emotions too. Everybody does. But when you get them, that's it. That's an internal problem, right? You deal with them. The world is happening. The world's happening the way it does. If it's not working out right, then you deal with that within you. You don't take that out, get a microphone, and go try to change your world while you're emotional. Like somebody had an analogy from a post this morning. That's like going grocery store shopping when you're hungry. I used to do that all the time. I used to be chubby, y'all. Listen, that's what happens. When you go grocery shopping when you're emotional, because you get emotional when your stomach is empty. I'm going to get some of them and some of that and this, that, and that. Now your local Walmart, you can get your socks and shoes and your food too, and all your processed food and your chemicals. You get fat. You don't want to make decisions based in this is what feels good right now. Because I think it's the same thing. When you make decisions, when you're upset about the president, you love the president, you hate the president, you love your congressman, you hate the congressman, you're scared of the Russians, you're scared of the Chinese, you're scared of the immigrants, you're scared of the poor people. You make bad decisions. Bad decisions because you're emotional. Because you do these, it seemed like a good idea at the time, isms. Right? You go grocery store shopping. Hell yeah, Twinkie seemed like a good idea. The Twinkies with the bagels and some donuts. And the ho-hos, and I'm gonna get like a little thing of broccoli and this, and you get all of this and you get home and you realize you can't eat all this crap. What happened? You were in some sort of emotion. You made a good decision at the time. I felt like eating this, but I knew down the road I was going to be fat, sick, cancer riddled, and die. Don't make any decisions in emotion. Make decisions in wisdom. Slow process, think about it. That's how we fight wars. That's how strategic. You have to be strategic. Don't be emotion-eated. Be strategic at all times. Find the root. Yes, Kim, well, you're never gonna find the root if you're emotional. I'm at the grocery store. Yeah, well, now I think about broccoli. I think about some celery, and I think about some deep leafy greens now in the smoothie I'm gonna make. But that's not how it used to be. Oh no, I didn't look at the root. I'm hungry because my body is craved for compounds that come from natural sources, organic food that grows out the ground. At that point, I was like, my stomach is empty, and I need to put the biggest thing I can find in it. That's that monkey part. That's that whole monkeyism. Because the monkeys, they don't look for the healthy banana when they're hungry. They just get the biggest banana. And I know if I get me some bagels and I put some cream cheese on them jokers and some bacon, throw that down my gullet, it'll feel it just puff right up. And then that six pack of just disappear with it too. But look at the root, and you'll never find the root when you're emotional. When you get upset, because half of y'all married, most of y'all married, got boyfriends and girlfriends and homie lover friends and all of that stuff. When you get upset and you get emotional, are you the type of person, I got to let you know my feelings right now? Or are you that person that kind of steps back like, you know what, yeah, I'm a little upset and a little emotional at this moment in time, but I'm a process. Like Tim said, I'm gonna figure out the root of why I'm really upset. I know that person is close to me. I know, because how that saying go? You hurt the ones that you hate. No. You hurt the ones that you love, and you hurt the ones that you hate, both of them. Because they're closest to you. That's why you hurt the people that you love, because they're the ones at home. When you open the door, they're the ones standing right there. Damn it, you must have did it. But like Kim said, go discover the root. So you kind of take a pause, step back, think about it a little bit. Damn it, yeah, I am upset. Why I'm upset? Because I am a little hungry. I'm upset because I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm upset because the boss is giving me a little hard time today. You know, equals don't go home and take it out on the nearest human being that's in the doorway. They're just looking for a kiss and a hug. They're happy to see you. You don't take it out on the dog. You know, don't take it out on, well, take it out maybe the cat. I don't know. Because cats, they murder. I don't do, like I said, you know, cats are always trying to kill something. But discover the root. Discover the root. Oh, here's a good example. Oh, sister did good post this morning. So they're putting these signs up. Let me show you this. This is Sister Tanya post. And Tanya, we disagree on some things, but we kind of agree on the root level. We agree going to the root level. I'm not into the struggle of the identities anymore. I've given up on all the identities. Hang on, girl, hang on. Wait, she running. She always running somewhere. Little kids got somewhere to be. Scared of their world. We can make a world that they don't have to be scared of their shadows, but unfortunately, that's profitable. Oh, wait, now I can't move the thing. Hold on. There we go. Let me get it adjusted. I need to show you this post, because where is this? Probably Chicago or St. Louis. Where is this? Where are we at? Where are we at? Right, nope, not the monkey. Right here, here we go. Look at these signs, check this out. So this is what they're putting up. Right, and this is and she's on the fight. I think she's out there in St. Louis, you know. So let me see. So they put these signs up, you know. We will stop killing each other. We will start loving each other. Putting signs up. This is kind of like the Sharpies, right? This is. I'm gonna make some assumptions here. I'm gonna make an ass out of you and me. I'm gonna assume that this is a poor neighborhood. And I'm gonna assume that this is probably a minority brownish type neighborhood. Why? Because this is the theme that they used to give me. I grew up in the outskirts of the Washington, D.C. area. We need to stop killing each other. Let me ask y'all a question, because this is where I always stop. If you raise children in artificial scarcity and you show them that you don't give half a damn about them, where they came from, their mama, their cousin, or anybody, and some gang or drug dealer come along and they can get some food, they can get some money, they get protection, they find friends they can do things with, they're gonna do that. I don't think these signs matter. Discover the root. Like, it's an emotional thing, right? This is an emotional thing. You see people being shot, you know, you're like, oh my gosh, we need to stop the gang violence. And while that statement is true, it's emotional, right? You're not discovering the root, as Kim said. You're not looking at the root cause of this problem. The root cause of the problem is not that you don't have a sign in the yard. The root cause of the problem is that they don't know that they're not supposed to kill each other. The root cause of the problem is you're making warriors. And the sign, they don't give two damns about the sign. They look at that sign and shoot each other right through the sign, as they should, unfortunately, because that's how their world works as a warrior. When you turn your back on children, your children will turn their back on everything you hold dear. So this is a waste of time to me. Complete waste of time. She got the neoliberalism right there, but you got to put the neocon there too. When you create artificially scarce communities, you make warriors. They're supposed to join gangs and survive through war, the same way your nation does, you know? So, but this is a good example of emotion versus looking at the root cause of the problem. Say, oh, look at the root cause. Well, when people don't have food, they go get food. And if they can get it faster with a gun, they're gonna use a gun to get it. If that's how they gotta get the money, if we're starving people, this is what happens, right? Like, while the sign is true, it's a waste of time, complete waste of time. We will start loving each other. No, they will not. I need to read that. No, they won't. No, they won't. I know them. I know that they won't. I went to school with them. They ain't gonna start loving each other because you put a sign in their yard. They're gonna say, yes, we need to start loving each other. However, I have to eat. They're gonna go do what they gotta do. See, they're not doing this because they lack love. You know, you don't have street violence. You have street violence because they lack what they need. So anyway, I think that's a good example. But you know, making decisions when you're emotional. Don't make decisions when you're emotional. People don't need signs. They don't need, you know, I get the prayers, I understand the chicken bakes, and I understand all of those things in the fellowship. But what they need freedom. They need peace. They need food. They need a place to live. You give people food, place to live, and water, most people turn out to be pleasant people. You starve any of that from them, you make them pay a debt for being born, you're gonna make warriors. That's just a simple fact. That's why I'm not interested in any of the emotional debates. I'm not interested in politics. Politics is how we got here, it's how we stay here. We gotta do better than this. All right, let me see. Happy parents, happy kids, sad, frustrated parents have sad, frustrated kids. Monkey see, monkey do. This is true probably 90% of the time, Christ, from your lips to the scripture. Absolutely true. 100% true. The vast majority of time. If you starve people into hate, then guess what? You're gonna make a hate engine that makes hate engines. I had a thought. Tiny houses are evolutionary to family size and households. Kinda, Jeannie. Kinda not. Kinda not. Because we used to live in huts. We used to live in caves. Girl, we used to live in a circle. You was in the jungle. Oh no, you'd sleep. If we were in the jungle and everything in the jungle was trying to kill us, the monkeys, the bears, the wolves and everything, oh no, we sleep on top of everybody, and it was not a freaky deaky quad sexual thing. It was, oh no, you had closeness. Everybody wanted to be around the fire. It was protection and closeness. So I mean, most of us come from families that used to live in very small houses. It's only recently that the McMansions started coming around. You know, I shared a room with my brother. I shared a room with both of my brothers. I didn't get a room to myself till I was damn near 16, 17 years old. I had to fight all the time. Small houses make for closer families. And that's just real talk. Going back in the day, I believe in tiny houses. I think it's a great thing because I think if you think climate change is a bad idea and destroying ecosystems, but I think you need to think about having something that's around 900 or 900 square foot or less, maybe 1,200 square foot or less, but I know 20 to 2,000, 3,000 square foot houses. I don't want to see anything about no climate change in your yard. I don't. If I do, I might pee on the sign. I just might. It could happen. You might catch me on the news. All right. $9 billion, leave them $12 billion. Why fight it? $12 billion isn't enough. Well, Susan, I think that it's a waste of time because, you know, they're in league with the other billionaires and the corporations that print the money and loan each other the money anytime they need the money. Like, they all believe in them staying at the top and keeping everybody else down. So them paying $12 billion, I don't think changes anything. I just think as a concept, these things shouldn't exist. Money is meaningless. Money is meaningless, Kim, until you make a society full of people who need it. Until you put money between the biscuits, then yeah, I agree with you. Money is a useless thing, but you put some money between a McMansion and, and an American, oh, they let you bomb everybody. Oh, you can make all the nuclear weapons you want, send them all over the world because I got to get this house and post it on Instagram. Money is false. It is a complete fantasy. They made something up. They literally pulled it out their butt and said, here, but this is why they banned gardening. You can't garden in your front yard. They banned sustainable community. They banned off-grid living. People who can take care of themselves are domestic terrorists now in this country. Why? Because if you can take care of yourself, it means that you don't need their money, and they need you to need the money, right? So absolutely, totally agree with you. Money it's just a tool. It's a tool to make a slave out of people, and now people love the money. But all they do is they put it between survival and the human. They're 98% monkey. All right. Let me get down to the bottom. Oh, is there anything else? Anything else? There's got to be something decent in here somewhere. Oh, there go that chick, Patricia Love. What's her name? Hey. Let me see. No, y'all can't see it. CNN, where is it? At the top? That's him. Oh, you can't see it. Here we go. Right here. There you go. CNN left out the White House lunch with press. No one noticed. Honestly, I don't really care. CNN is a pro-war organization. They lie about the news and they cheer war. They need to be left out of everybody's mouth. Nobody should even say CNN anymore. Bull Rider becomes second rookie ever to win the PRB major. That's more important than the impeachment, but I really don't want to see that. China goes back to work after cocoa virus outbreak. Okay, well, then is it settling down? Hopefully that's a good thing. Y'all still need to drink your smoothie. You still need to be healthy. You still need to have an immune system because cocoa virus is just one of them. It's just one of them. There's always something coming. U.S. to extend occupation by letting Iraq buy Iran's oil. Ooh. I'm glad they call it an occupation too, because that's exactly what it is. It's an occupation. It's not no freedom and democracy and freeing nobody. It is absolutely an occupation. So yeah, that's not surprising. They'll always find a way. I mean, it's not Iraq's not the good people. They're not the good people. They're just. They might have slightly less innocence, but they've got a corrupt government like we do. They just want the money too. They want the money and the power. And eventually they'll make a deal to get it. Let me see. U.S. offer to help Iraq comes years late. Oh, so this is something they backed them into. Finally, now they're doing some things to help Iraq instead of blowing up stuff and bringing in Halliburton to repair stuff and stealing Iraqi gold to pay for it. Okay, that's normal. That's par for the course. That's exactly what we do. Hit and run suspect now may be tied to the CIA. Surprise, surprise. that shouldn't surprise anybody. That should not be a shocker. I had to wish. What's Robert Marley's birthday? It was his birthday on the 6th. Happy belated birthday. His music plays on. And we're sorry that the CIA gave you foot cancer and the Americans have still not done anything about it. And that's by people. So this is not surprising to me, right? Not surprising. How many, even the politicians know you're supposed to close up the CIA. Although I think, though, there might be a useful for these people. I don't think that you necessarily have to close them up because we've done too much damage. We've caused too much chaos. We've toppled too many nations. If you've got an organization of people who are willing to be clandestine, and most of them, I think, just wanted to be heroes. They were just indoctrinated to think that they were doing the right thing. You send them to those countries that need help. You send them to Honduras. You send them to the Congo. You send them to places and employ them as bodyguards for little girls going to school. You send them to the nations that are hurting the most, the ones that we've destroyed that are hurting the most, and you help them to bring back some sort of sense of security. When you spill the milk in the kitchen, you're supposed to clean it up. You don't just say, oh, we're just going to close up shop and we're sorry we spilled the milk. No, I think we need to go clean it up. That's what I think. 2 ears and 1 mouth. Lori, that's why we have 2 ears. I like that saying. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Why? Because you're supposed to listen more. So we can look at this. This is It's not surprising. Not surprising. This is how this group operates.
There are new questions surrounding the case of a British teen who was...
And to be clear, it's not that I'm saying. This is what your CIA whistleblowers are saying. I'm not saying, this is what they're saying. They've retired and they're saying, hey, this is what we did. This is how we work. That one guy said, listen, I killed 17 people or whatever it was, and the only one I regret was Bob Marley.
Was killed by the wife of a U.S. diplomat last year. While the U.S. has refused to comply with extradition requests from the U.K., reports are now suggesting that the woman at the center of this case has ties to the Central Intelligence Agency. RT's Rachel Blevins is joining us now live from the newsroom with the latest details to all of this. Rachel?
Well, Manila, the American woman who is facing charges for the murder of a teenager in the UK has managed to escape all attempts to face justice, and the family believes they may now know why. Anne Sakulas fled the UK after she hit and killed 19-year-old Harry Dunn with her car while driving on the wrong side of the road back in August. At the time, she claimed diplomatic immunity, but many have questioned why the U.S. has refused to cooperate with its close ally. Now reports are claiming the fugitive was actually a former CIA officer. The claim raises new questions about her purpose in the country, as she came with her husband, who is an intelligence officer, but never declared herself a CIA agent. The U.S. government has yet to confirm or deny these claims, but it has refused to force the suspect to return to the UK, even after the British government charged her with causing death by dangerous driving. During a recent radio interview with LBC in London, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was asked about it. Here was his response.
We're going to do everything we can to get this right and to make this as right as anybody can make it when there was a loss of life. We could never put it all the way back, sadly, but we...
I need to have the clip queued up. I was CIA director, we lied, we cheated, and we stole. Is this him? Is this Pompeo? Is the one who said it? Hang on, I gotta check. I think that's him. Isn't the one he said that? As when I was in the CIA, we lied, we cheated, and we stole. Why do y'all still have him on camera? Somebody tell me. If you admit that we lie, we cheat, and we steal, we can't trust anything that comes out your mouth. I think that was Pompeo. Pompeo, we lied, we cheated, and we stole. I think that was Pompeo. None of this is a secret. Yeah, that's him. That's him right there. We lied, we cheated, we stole.
When I was a cadet, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses.
Yay! America is so fun. We lied, we cheated. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt know that when you're dealing with a criminal, you need. Why is he even still employed? I don't understand that. It boggles my mind. Anybody trust him?
We'll do everything we can to put this in the best possible place.
No, you're gonna put it in the
However,
profitable
the UK
place.
has argued that claims of diplomatic immunity are no longer relevant, and that the U.S. is harming its relationship with one of its closest allies. Former Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt underscored that statement in an interview with Sky News. Take a listen to what he said.
It's totally and utterly unacceptable that she is not facing justice in the UK. And if anyone is questioning that, I think we just need to ask what would have happened if the boot had been on the other foot, if a British diplomat had been involved in a road accident in the United States where someone had died and had fled on a private plane back to the UK and was evading justice. I don't think President Trump would stand for that for 1 second.
No,
Of course not. But Trump has more missiles. He has more nuclear penises that he can shoot into your country and blow everybody up. People, I think that this is always a fake and a phone. I don't think they care. I don't think that they could care less about these poor people, whoever died. They don't care nothing about that. They care about power, money, and control. I don't think they care about these people. So we care. That's why they show this to us. We care. They don't care. That's their job, though, and it's not a hit on Pompeo. His job was to lie, cheat, and steal. His job literally was to break every single one of the 10 commandments and get the people who love the Ten Commandments to cheer for them.
In response to reports that the woman who killed her son worked for the CIA, the heartbroken mother of Harry Dunn said things are now beginning to fall into place. She specifically called out the British government and accused them of attempting to sweep her son's tragic death under the rug to appease the U.S. We have thrown ourselves into building relationships with the government despite the terrible way they were treating us, she said. We believe in giving people a second chance, but I am livid today and my family are full of anger. Now, despite months of obstacles, Charlotte Charles has said she is even more determined now to fight for justice for her son.
She will come back. I don't care how long it takes. Our fight for justice for Harry will not waver. You know, our determination is probably, if anything, stronger now than it was before, if that's even possible.
She literally will not come back. Don't believe that things are done because they're the right thing. Things are done because they're profitable. Her and her husband, both intelligence agency members. Oh no, they fueled the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire becoming the Harkonnen race. That's what we are. As long as you are providing profit to the system will protect you. So you can give up on them pipe dreams. You know, we as a world have decided that it's still a good idea to have psychopaths run everything. As long as we got psychopaths running everything, you can hang up on that. Oh, we need to do what's right. Nope, they're going to always do what's profitable. That's what I've seen, and that's how I'm going to call it how I see it. Understanding socialism, redefining the value. Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah, I'm not too interested in that. You got robots take care of everybody. Just do that. Now I'm hungry again. You're hungry again? Who is that? Rain Monster? You need to get some food. But let it be something that boosts your immune system. I don't know where you're at, but they got a virus coming for you. Eugenics 101 Project, the rollover, the silent dagger by distraction, a triple, a pass system. You are a member yet. All members of that system, that caste system. As long as you have people who need capital, CETA will always have this system. You gotta attack the problem at the root. If you go to the root, or you're wasting everybody's time. Patriots are killers. Unfortunately, they've changed that, Lori, and they have made that the case, unfortunately. Patriotic Americans know this and support it. They do, Lori, because it's fear. That's why. It's cowardice. That's all it is. It's cowardice. It's the same reason when the husband come home, it's easier for him to get mad at the dog. It's easier for him to get mad at the wife. It's easier for him to get mad at the children. He ain't get mad at the boss. Oh no, that's where he get that money from. He'll save that anger till he gets home. No, the Patriots I know they're the ones they're talking about the Federal Reserve. They're talking about central banks ruling the planet. They're talking about the Illuminati and whatever else is going on, secret societies, right? They want a country that actually the people run it. They're tired of having 13 families and powerful people make all the decisions. But the fake treats. Now you got the Patriots and the fake treats. I got a lot of fake treats in our country now. The other ones they just pick out. They don't want to fight. The bank is too big. This is too big. That's an enemy they don't want to take on. Oh no, they don't want to fight that. They want to fight some poor people. Find some poor people to turn against. Find a political party that you can make strides against. Cowardice. That's all it is. It's cowardice. Al Capone, I said Al Capone. That's what I'm thinking, but Rob Capone came to my mind. Al Capone was in prison for tax evasion and nothing else. Yes, Lori, because that's who has the real power. That's who has the real power. U.S. government never had a problem sending missiles. Nope, and they still don't today. They'll send a missile to your house. Who is that? What's your address? They got your address. They'll send a missile right to your house. They have no, and it's legal too. It's legal. Everything that the Germans did is 100% illegal in America right now. So 100% they can do anything they want to at any time. We are the Fourth Reich, and that's a bigger foe than anybody else that you pick out in terms of politics or poverty. The biggest foe you got is the fact that you can be killed at any time. You can be in prison at any time. They can take any of your assets, and it's 100% legal. All they got to say is you're a terrorist because you have a Bible, you have a Quran, or you've said some things that are dangerous on the internet. And they come knocking at your door to send a missile your way. Start with emotions, then think it through. Yeah, the emotion, you said, so Lori, so when I say emotions are valid. We just shouldn't decide with them, right? Emotions are all valid. Like that feeling of anger, fear, the pain, all of those things are valid. But we got to take those things and stow them. Like, understand why you're feeling. Why I feel this way because black kids are being shot by police. Okay, got that. Now, why is this happening? Well, because the police are racist. Okay, that might be true, some of them. But all of them? Okay. And who's empowering them? Why are they? Well, they're doing it because they're getting paychecks. Okay, so now they're using their racism or their hatred or their authoritarianism, whatever it might be. It's hard to prove racism, but they're getting paid for it. Okay, so who's paying them for it? Well, the politicians got the laws hiring them. Okay, so the politicians got the laws hiring. Let's take this emotion. Let's keep going. And so why did they stop the kid to begin with? Well, because they got stopped and frisked. Oh, because the light was out. Oh, because the laws, he was speeding. Oh, because, okay. So maybe these things would happen less if you didn't have laws to have so many police on the street with so many guns. Maybe poor people like to have their rights. They're trying to survive. And maybe you've got two sides that were pitted against each other. And that emotion is valid because it's sad anytime you see a kid get killed. It's sad when you see a police officer get killed. It's sad when you see soldiers get killed. And you stop the killing by changing the environment that brought that all into play. So emotions are a very valid thing. They're an indicator that something must change. The guy comes home from work yelling and screaming at his wife. Well, the problem is you got this job that you hate. You got a boss that's not respecting you, kicking you around, so you come home and you kick her around, right? You don't take that emotion and just deploy it on the weakest people you can find. You take that emotion and you change your life with it. You don't make a decision that. You think it through. Well, what is the root cause of this? We fail at root cause analysis. I love it because I was in corporate America for so long. That's all I did was root cause analysis. You had to actually solve the problem. Right? Otherwise, you were just putting constant band-aids, fixing side effects, and eventually you just have a software that was completely inefficient because you put so many band-aids, and that's really the current status of America right now. That's why it doesn't work. It's why the whole world doesn't work. Instead of solving the actual problem of freeing people and getting a capital in capitalism and communism and socialism, all the things that don't work, the things that compel people to do things they don't want to do, get that all out the way and you free the people and the planet goes back to being okay. But we try to keep the money. We try to keep the capital because we want to keep the McMansion. We want to keep, we're ahead of everybody else. So we want to keep this going to business class, right? And so we built Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid. You need another law because this person's doing that. You need another law because this community is doing that. You need another law to protect these people because this is doing that. And you build up this big circle jerk of an infinite loop of a system that completely doesn't work because nobody who's actually making the decisions is solving the problems. Right? They're answering the emotional cause of the population in a way that makes them money and ignoring the actual root cause of the problems. Good morning, Chris. Let me see. Them damn Amazon vans always popping up. Chris, let me ask you a question. Because I was just thinking about it this morning. I see more, because Chris, you right down the street. I see more damn Amazon vans than I see school buses. And I'm just trying to figure out which is worse. I asked that question this morning. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. That man doesn't Bezos, doesn't he own like half of Texas right now? This does not end well. This, speaking of emotions and not wanting to go to your local store and make some things yourself, buying everything on Amazon. I see more Amazon vans than I see school buses. I just don't think either one of them is going to a good place. I don't think either one of them is a good idea. GMO is your government. Yes, it is, Matthew. GMO, because we are genetically modified. We have a genetically modified self-existence. None of us are living self. We're living exactly what the system compels us to do. Absolutely. We are genetically modified. We're societal modified, socially engineered to do what billionaires want us to do instead of living our own lives. Maturity is when we correlate our decision, causes and effects. Maturity is when we correlate our decisions, cause and effects. Absolutely, that's a type of maturity, Christ. That's a profitable thing. That is a thing, and that's funny because you're Christ and prophet and profitable. I'm sorry. But it's a profitable thing, right? When you deploy a decision, you measure the results. All right, so what are the results of it? Is this solving the problem that did this decision actually solve the problem? No. Okay, well then I need to do something else. And we don't qualify our decisions. We just roll them out and never look back. Immaturity in decision making. One you love the most can hurt you most indeed. One you love most can hurt you most indeed. And that's true too, Christine. Like, you hurt the ones you love, and the ones you love the most can hurt you. And that's how it makes a sustainable cycle of PTSD, right? That's what we talked about yesterday. It's a sustainable cycle, right? Because he comes home, he's mad at her, he flips out on her, she's mad at him, she flips out on him, keeps them mad at each other, the same way they do the Democrats and Republicans and the whites and blacks and everything. And you make this whole mentally ill nation where nobody's looking at the man behind the curtain. All right, not me, I'm a hermit. Surprise? No, Patricia, that does not surprise me. I'm hermit-ish. I'm not hermit, I'm hermit-ish. All right. I'm not too interested in the cuckoo virus, but let me see if it's slowing down.
Hey there, thank you so much for clicking on this video. You are about to watch the latest coverage, but before you do, portable.tv/download. The 60-year-old man tested positive for the virus and died last week at a Wuhan hospital. Meantime, the virus has now spread across 24 countries, not in China. According to U.S. authorities, the 60-year-old man tested positive for the virus and died last week at a Wuhan hospital. Meantime, the virus has now spread across 24 countries, with the vast majority of those cases still in mainland China. RT's Saya Tavenger is joining us now with the latest information and what health officials are doing today. Saya?
Well, Manila, much of China is still under an extreme alert as the number of deaths from the coronavirus continue to climb. Now, the latest number of deaths is at 908 with 908 deaths, with reported cases surpassing 40,000. And just on Sunday alone, 97 people died, while almost 6,500 patients remain in a critical condition. Now, this is downtown Beijing, where streets are usually bustling with traffic, but now are nearly empty. Buses are pulling up without any kind of passengers, getting on and off. Now, some stores are open, but there are very few customers inside. Now, as a result of all of this, Manila, the inflation in China has hit the highest level in more than 8 years, which has really shattered business activity in parts of the country. Now, Manila, we're talking about this world's second largest economy, so this is all very significant. And Chinese President Xi Jinping had been very quiet since the outbreak and didn't appear much in public recently, but today, while wearing a mask and having his own temperature check, he finally acknowledged the seriousness of the virus in a video call with some of the medical workers in Wuhan.
On behalf of the Central Committee of the party, I want to express high respect and sincere gratitude to you and all the medical workers who are fighting on the front line of the battle against the epidemic.
And now, Saya, can you give us an update of the Diamond Princess cruise ship that's currently being quarantined off the port of Yokohama near Tokyo?
Well, another 60 people on board have been tested positive for the virus, bringing the total to 135. The passengers on board were placed under a 14-day quarantine last week, but the crew continued to work without any kind of quarantine arrangements, and several have been tested positive. Now, take a look at this. Passengers and workers on the ship have even a message written in not enough information and serious shortage of medicine. And critics are saying that this was extremely irresponsible for the cruise ship to expose their employees like this. And now there's a growing demand to test everyone on board, but officials are saying that Japan only has the capacity to test about 1,000 people a day, and they just don't have the necessary resources. So the situation on the cruise ship remains extremely critical. Meantime, in Wuhan, the new 1,000-bed hospital opened to the public last week, but on the ground, residents are extremely frustrated with the lack of instruction about where to go for testing or for medical care and supplies.
So then, Saya, what are the health officials saying about it today?
Well, officials with the World Health Organization are meeting tomorrow and Wednesday to figure out the priorities, lack of instruction about where to go for testing.
I don't care about what the World Health Organization is saying. I'm wondering what the hell they spraying out the back of that truck. That's what I'm not really worried about cuckoo virus. I'm not, because I have an immune system. I don't outsource it to Twinkies. So it's either going to do its job or it's not. I do understand about eating healthy and boosting my immune system. So I'm not so much worried about the virus. Whatever the chemical that's coming out that back of the truck is a bad idea. Well, two things. Not only do I eat healthy, and if it's coming for me, it's coming for me. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't fear. Once again, the only thing that's probably worse than making a decision on emotions is probably fear, being scared. And a lot of this stuff is scare tactics. Still more women have died of breast cancer this year than the coocoo virus. And so I think we still need to focus on breast cancer. I mean, more kids got autism probably this month alone, born with autism, than the cuckoo virus. So it's still cuckoo to me. I mean, it could step up. Yeah, it could become epidemic. I get all of that. But still for me, two things. One, I eat healthy, take care of my immune system. And two, I say government should not be making weapons, period. No government should have any weapons. Government shouldn't have a sword, a knife, a tank, a dagger, let alone a biological weapons factory. Very simple things. Very simple things. We know we made this. We know we made it. The guy already said it. The scientist said that you could see the markers from it, that we made it. So whether that's for weapons, or for vaccines, whatever it's for, no, I don't think you should be making these things. Right? The human immune system has worked fine for millions of years. Why in the world are we trying to be better at it and we still don't even know how the human immune system works? So anyway, I'm more concerned what's coming out the back of the truck. I don't fall into the global fear. Like, to me, 5G is a real threat. We know that murders people. We know that can murder in mass quantities, and we don't have to roll it out. This stuff, you can't stop it. You know, try to keep people out your country, but I'm not gonna let it rule my day. I got too much stuff to do. Right? That's why I have an immune system. I've hired, and I'm not outsourcing it to Bayer Pharmaceutical. I'm not outsourcing it to GlaxoSmithKline. I'm not outsourcing it to Merck, and I damn sure ain't outsourcing it to the U.S. government. I keep my immune system where it's supposed to be. Now, does it mean I eat the crap I used to eat? Hell no. My smoothie's brown as hell. You know, but that's all you can do. You boost your immune system, and that's a great thing. I think this could end up being great. I think Satan could mean this for bad, and God can mean it for good if you get people to start taking care of their bodies again, right? Starting to exercise and eat like they want to live, boosting their immune systems, and watch the healthcare costs go down. I think it could be a great thing. It's a horrible thing that people die, but these are things that should be educating us. We should be figuring out through all of this stuff that's happening, how do I be the better me? You know, and this is what we talked about earlier, right? Where people who don't want to change. That's why they don't like the truth. Ooh, this feeds right in. I'm sorry, it's feeding into the topic now. That's why people hate the truth. People hate the truth because Twinkies are delicious. That's why they hate the truth. They hate the truth because they like them bagels. They hate the truth because they eat big piles of meat three times a day. They don't like the truth. You know, when you bog your immune system down, really bad things are gonna happen. These viruses aren't going to stop. And we made this one, but yet you still got the monkeys and the bats and the snakes, and they all still getting together making viruses, and the pigs working on one, the avian flu. They're all working on these viruses. They're not going to stop. So to me, it's a lifestyle of fighting viruses. It's not just a one-time, oh, let's get excited and let's just, you know, be scared of this and the government protect us and save us. First of all, my government's not here to protect nor save me. They have never protected nor saved me ever. Ever. I'm sorry, I have to say, honest, real talk. Never once the government come say, I done had bullies chasing me. I done had dogs chasing me, wolves used to let loose in the neighborhood. Government had never showed up and saved me. No. And I used to be chubby too. I couldn't outrun my friends, and sometimes I had to take a beat down because they were faster than me. I learned how to run faster. They ain't never come to say, I ain't never seen the CIA swoop out the sky and come save me from a bully. Ain't never happened. Where was the government when I was out in Arkansas in that lake, in that stream, and my cousin was throwing rocks at the water moccasin trying to see it? I want to see it move. He was throwing rocks at the water moccasin, big old snake, and I'm like 8 years old, and the thing started slithering towards me. They didn't come save me. They should have locked him up. He's on my Facebook now, you bastard. Where were y'all? They've never come to save me. So no, a virus is always coming to murder you. then you need to eat healthy. You need to cut back on the sugar. You need to cut back on the meat. You need to cut back on the bread and cheese. You need to do your research and understand why people are dying of the coocoo virus, why people are dying of the SARS virus, why they die of every single virus. They die of viruses because their immune systems aren't working. Work on your immune system. It's that simple. So yeah, none of this really scares me. But that whatever they're spraying out the back of that truck, that you know, I mean, it's probably some sort of antibiotic to kill off the cuckoo virus in China. But once it comes to America, which is why y'all don't have to worry about China so much. I'm trying to tell you, when it comes for you, when it comes for us here, they're going to be spraying the cuckoo virus right out the back like that. They could be spraying the cuckoo virus at night and you would not even know. They could replace it for the chemtrails, the mosquito spray, or the other carcinogens they like to blast into your atmosphere, and you wouldn't even know. And it's profitable. That's the scary thing about it. When you have a corporation a for-profit corporation pretending to be a government, they do everything that's profitable. If it's profitable, they're going to do it. And it's profitable to get people sick. Pharmaceutical industry do great. They sell all kind of Tamiflu. Oh, the Americans, boy, I tell you, that's why they do the whole storm thing, right? When it's time for the snowstorm to come, what do? They get on the news and ripping and start, oh, it's coming, it's gonna be a big one, it's gonna be a blast, we're gonna get 12 inches, you might be inside for 2 or 3 days and closing schools and blah, 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 blah. And they'll show pictures from the last snowstorm, pretend it's this snowstorm. You can't even get in the grocery store, just be a line of people, just, oh, they making out. Home Depot selling them snow machines, it's the same damn thing. I don't get excited about stuff I can't control, that's my point. I don't get excited about things I cannot control. I can't control that I got a government that's working on bioweapons, that's racing China to become the Harkonnens, and they want to become the Harkonnens first. I can't stop that, but I can eat healthy. That's all I can do. All right, duality breeds contempt. It sure does, Cedar. Absolutely does. Scarcity is created, so is ugly. It absolutely is. See, we don't live on a scarce planet. We live on an abundant planet. But scarcity is profitable, and that's why they do it. Brother Chris is in the house. Let's see. People are trying to put a I saw the word. I saw the B word. People are trying to put a Bernie Band-Aid on a bucket shot wounded Democrat party. Yeah, Bernie Band-Aids don't work, Chris. I know you losing friends too, and that's how it goes. They don't work. You don't need a Band-Aid on top of corruption. That's not going to help the corruption. You got to deal with it at the root. You know, you got blood poisoning. You need some antibiotics or something. You got to get it at the root. You're not going to just put a Band-Aid on top of it and fix anything. They are out even on Sundays, people getting in those Amazon checks. While the real Amazon force getting decked. Well, you know, and so the interesting thing about that, Chris, and this is what we talk about, why people don't like the truth. They don't like the truth of like making Amazon or Jeff Bezos the next Lex Luthor, one of the biggest corporations on the planet, because everything that corporation's based in is like destroying ecosystems, destroying the climate, robbing and stealing from other people, looting other countries, and they're thriving on this black market called Wall Street. But if you accept that, then you realize, well, damn it, maybe I can't drive for Amazon. But they don't want to accept that. So Amazon is okay. Jeff Bezos is kind of sort of a nice guy, and we're doing more good than we are harm. And we know that that ain't the truth. Negative externalities prove that every single corporation is completely unprofitable. And if all big corporations are unprofitable, none of them should exist. Not while you fighting climate change. Not while you loving the animals and saying, "Guy, and save the planet. We shouldn't be colonizing." And you can't be a part of these big corporations. Gotta do what you gotta do to survive. But you know, if you can start to walk away from it, you should. Hold the personality to make your own. Yeah, you gotta make your own, Matthew. We have to walk away. That's how you do it. We're lazy. We're lazy. That's why we hate the truth, because we're lazy. We don't want to make our own. I make my own lotion. I got some right here. I'll show you. I make my own lotion. I haven't bought lotion in damn near. It's probably been about 10 years since I bought lotion. People who know me like, yeah, I know. He ashy as hell. I'm not no more. I used to be. I stopped. I didn't care about those things a long time. I like moist skin now. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just lie about it. See, I didn't want to put them chemicals on my skin. That's why I was ashy. I didn't want to put the chemicals on my skin. I understood from when I was 10 years old that those chemicals is getting in your bloodstream. Lying like hell. I was lazy, Matthew. I didn't put no damn lotion on. But I make my lotion now. Why? Because I realized with coconut shea butter, I can make it smell the way I want it to smell. Shoot. We have to insource our power. We've outsourced all of our power. We got to insource it back in, people. I grow a lot of my food. Is it a headache? Yeah, it is. I got planters everywhere. I got seeds. I've already got mine started. I'm getting ready for my garden because people were worried about that they're trying to use the U.S. government to save them from the coocoo virus. And they're not coming to save. They can't save me. They're not gonna save me. Every now and then, yeah, I gotta ride a bus. I gotta get in a car, taxi, something. You know, people gonna be coughing and sneezing. I gotta go to the store too. The only one that protects you from viruses is you. The only one that protects your kids is you. Wiping your kids down with antibacterial wipes. You know, your kids need a little dirt in their life. You know, kick them out the house. I gotta tell y'all, I lock my kids out the house. I locked my kids out the house because I disagreed with their philosophies in life at the age of 7. They thought they were indoor kids and I disagreed. I said, no, you're not. I grew up in swamps. I grew up swimming in pools with alligator snapping turtles and catching frogs and snakes, and you're gonna be outside too. I kicked them outside. They thought they were these little video game kids. I used to push them out the house and lock the door. Y'all need to go out there in nature, find some leaves, I don't know, eat them, chew on them, throw them to somebody, I don't know, get some sticks, make it for it. You better do something. And guess what? They found out they loved it outside. Got introduced, now they had ticks all the time. We had to do tick check. I didn't appreciate tick check, but it was good. They're learning to become outdoor kids, but they get exposed to microbiology. No one knows this relationship we have with microbiology, people. Right? No one. We're only discovering the relationship we have with bees and honey, right? Because when you're eating local honey, it's teaching your immune system how to break down the pollen from the local plants. Right? Bacteria the same way. These viruses come in and bacteria learns how to break them down, kill them and murder them. Everything exchanges DNA. You're outside playing in the swamp, the kid steps on a pile of turtle poo or something and it learns how to fight off the cuckoo virus because I stepped on a pile of turtle poo. Came in the house, his body decided to take in some of that DNA. And that's how we live in so many complex relationships. Do you have anybody to convince you that they understand this is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There you go. There you go. That's the best way to say it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Human beings are not broke. You're just too damn clean and y'all broke. You're too damn clean. You need to go outside, get dirty. Go get dirty. It's a good thing to get dirty. Go stand in the stream, in the swamp, do some grounding. It'll help your body naturally learn to develop its own natural immunity. You outsource that mess to Walgreens, Walgreens gonna own you. You outsource your immunity to massive corporations that are responsible for the most deaths in your country, bad things will befall. Anyway, good morning, people. We are what we accept. We are CETA and we are what we eat. If you eat death, you will be death. You eat corporations' products, you will be a corporation's product. That is real facts. My friend just died yesterday. He flew back from Oregon this month. I'm so sorry to hear that, Leaf Desi. He went to the doctor twice and they just gave him antibiotics and then he died. Because doctors are fools. I'm sorry, they're fools. The doctors are fools. We don't help doctors, but doctors are fools. And it's a sad thing. And so the thing is, when people die, you know what I try to do, Leaf Dusty? I try to learn. I try to learn from them, right? What can I learn from their life? Like, because when people die, they're in great places. You know, I don't think people ever die. We just move dimensions, call it heaven or whatever. The energy never dissipates. It just becomes and it just joins a new form. But we who are left here, we got to learn from it, right? And so I assume you're saying that he died from the virus, or whatever it was, whatever he lived. Look at that life and make decisions so his life had more and more meaning. And we literally increase the meaning of people's lives who passed before us if we learn from their life. Everybody gives great examples of what to be, what not to be, where to go, where not to go, how to live, how not to live. And it's a positive thing. To me, it's always a positive thing. Even John McCain, doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you know, you got to be a good person. No, you learn stuff from the bad people too. We learn. We are either getting better from human experience or we're not. You know, it's a horrible thing. Loss is a horrible thing. But I always try to remind people that people don't ever go nowhere. People don't go anywhere. You know, when people close to you die and you still feel their presence, everybody I know died, I feel their presence. I couldn't feel it right away. But after a while, I started feeling the people closest to me in their presence after they were gone. And I tell you, it's the creepiest thing I got going. It's the creepiest thing. Sometimes I just be like, you know what, y'all just need to die, don't come back. I feel like they come back. I don't think they go nowhere. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a room and they all laughing at me. They're like phased in dimension while I'm doing dumb stuff. I don't think people go anywhere. I think we're just here literally to learn and learn and learn. And reincarnation might be a thing. The ancients said it, so I don't know. Good morning, Brother Jonathan. But always try to learn from everybody's existence. And while you're alive, I think, I can be wrong, y'all do whatever you want to do. But I think you want to leave as many positive memories with the people who are left here as possible. You want to leave as many life lessons with them. You want to tell your story, which is why I like live streaming. I try to tell y'all need to live stream. Leave your story, or just make videos. Write a book, make some diaries or something, because down the road, people need to learn from while you were here. People, I just think we live in the dark too much. We need to start living more in the public. It's not, and dark to each other, not the CIA and the NSA. They know every damn thing. They got no darkness. There's no dark. You can be in the dark closet. They're hearing and seeing everything. And when they got 5G, they're going to see you in the closet. So we have to talk more. We got to talk more. And I think that's what scares them about social media. Is when you start getting people social and they start talking across communities and across nations and across parties, they start to realize that they're all the same people. They all got the same problems and they all need to be on the same side. So I think you got to talk more. You never know if today's going to be your last day. Today literally could be your last day. All right. Emergency government funds on the way. Oh yeah, Chris. And by government funds, you mean U.S. citizens? By government funds, you mean their great grandkids paying for this nonsense that the cuckoo virus is coming here and the whole world's making bioweapons because we're making bioweapons and they're trying to keep up with us. Yeah, we need to change course. The GPS location we're heading to because psychopaths are running everything and we're emotional. That's a bad GPS location. I don't think we should go there. The government never shows up to help. That's not, it's not their job. They even said that's not their job. Didn't they say that? They even said that. They said the police ain't here to protect you. That's not their job. That's not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to write a report. Say what happened. The profitable component. Go find the criminal, put them in prison. They can make profit on that. They don't make no profit if they protect you. No profit in having protection for police. That's just all expenditure. That's what you do when you're a government, not a for-profit corporation. We don't have a government. All right, there's a couple that is live on that ship. They are providing some just went up. Okay, that was the ship. Yeah, I guess they pulled that over on the port. I don't know. That's an interesting thing. KGH, where can I donate? Oh, you want to donate? Brother Tony wants to buy me a cup of coffee. It's a Patreon link. You go to Patreon. I'm working on some other stuff, but I want people to buy stuff. I don't know. I like the idea. I mean, don't get me wrong. No, you can go ahead and send that capital. No, I like the idea of message. So I got a side project. In fact, Tony, I want to talk to you about it too. I got a side project. Like, t-shirts, mugs, a message. Like, we need to be walking message boards. If I think we need to learn from the 2020s. We need yard signs for in the Federal Reserve, maybe. I want to pay for my media. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, Tony. I appreciate that. That's a nice thing. Coffee costs money. And speaking of money, I'm going to have to get out of here in a minute because I got slavery. Chronic illness in children is up from 27% to 46%. Half of the children are sick. Exactly, Susan. And this is my point. I'm not worried about the cuckoo virus because we're not worried about the big problems. We got much bigger problems that these politicians kick under the can because the new sexy thing right now is yelling and screaming on television about cuckoo virus. I'm not worried about cuckoo virus. We still have other things that are killing us more that the politicians are getting paid for. Right? They wrote laws to keep people from natural medicine, so they take more synthetic drugs which cause more disease through altering DNA. I'm a little more concerned about that. They're still rolling out this 5G thing that causes DNA damage. That's going to bog down your immune system, if not make cancer. That's going to raise and create even more problems. You know, and I was thinking about 5G this morning too. I think, but we need a real estate maps. When you start, you got to hit the bottom line. I think for them to think about it. I think somebody needs to produce real estate maps to show everywhere a 5G tower is going up and have like a radius around it, right? Because no matter where you are, you're going to have that 2-inch wave going through your body multiple times. But the people closest to the tower are going to get more strength. They're going to get more of the power. And so the closer you are to a 5G tower, the lower that the lower that home value needs to go. I think when you start hitting the bottom line, then they start to think. I think the real estate market needs to get involved. You know, we need to make maps of these 5G towers, and we're starting to find out where they are. And we need to just start drawing radiuses around it. You know, if you've got these real estate websites, you know how you go in, you pick the school district, and you pick this, and you pick that, and blah, 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 blah. I want to, in the tax for the township, I want to see its proximity to 5G. Its proximity to a 5G tower, you know, because there's definitely a relationship to your closeness and the level of sickness your family is going to have. Unfortunately, but true. I have an amazing immune system as well. My fear is that my immunization as a child may compromise all my healthy living. Well, Trish, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I do think about that too. I think about all the shots and things I got throughout my lifetime. I don't think the monkeys are smart enough to break human immunity. I think to really break human immunity, I think it's a regular thing. That's why they got 126 shots before the age of 4 or something crazy like that. I don't think we're that smart. I don't think these corporations are that smart. I think that your body will reset. Your body's always trying to figure out a way past the monkey science. It's always trying to figure out a way past the poisoning. It's always trying to figure out a way. Eat healthy, live good, and trust your body. Trust your body. But there's also there's a placebo effect, right? There's a psychological component knowing that you're eating well, visualizing your body healing itself. I don't think there's anything that man has made yet that nature can't undo. Nature's gonna undo it all. Nature's breaking down the plastic. Nature, they say if you came back here, if we all disappeared 100,000 years later, pretty much all of this would be gone. All of it would be gone. I don't think there's anything they can make and put in you. I think they have to constantly put it in you to keep you sick. Eat less Twinkies, eat less sugar, eat healthy, you know, grow some food, get out, and you're doing all of that. You're out in the country. You know, I think you do that and you trust your body. Your body is a problem-solving machine. It literally wants to solve problems all day long. Yes, mind, body, and spirit. Who said that? Jasmine, absolutely. You know, and approach it from that perspective. I don't think they're that smart yet. Death to government entities, federal and state are not in alignment. Like people think, yeah, let's stop there, Chris. Hang on. Hang on, because that D word will get you in trouble with that. Government, they are what they're supposed to be. Right? I mean, they become what we let them become. They get worse because we let them become that. Like I said, I'm not an anti-Bernie guy. I'm an anti-Bernie and power guy. And I'm not an anti-Trump guy and an anti-Trump and power guy. I'm an anti-Obama. I understand that if I were born them, I'd be them. It's the power they have that's the problem, not them. I think they go back to being normal people when you take their power. We need to empower people and remove the power of government. We need to remove those powers. You know, see, when he's saying death to God, I know what you're saying, death to the system. I absolutely agree with you. We need to attack the system. The whole system has to fall. But the politicians aren't the problem. We are literally the government. We are literally the government. That's why it's just so special. We are the government. They have nothing unless it's like, you know, we can blame money, but we're the money. Everybody wants the money. Everybody wants to be a billionaire. And so the billionaires rule everything. Greed runs because we all want to be this little micro greedy person. They love sugar. Yes, Lauren, they love sugar. And there's another thing there too, is don't give your kids sugar addiction. We got sugar addiction, don't give it to your kids. Otherwise you will be very worried about the next virus that comes around. Put back trees, water, and clean the air. Matthew, we have the technology to do that, but unfortunately, we let psychopaths run the charge. You could take that whole green movement with climate change and turn it into restoring ecosystems. You can make it something beautiful, but we got to take out the selective components, right? You know, you have compassionate people, but you got corrupt billionaires and government at the top of them who are picking and choosing what industry to take money from that are destroying ecosystems. Somebody mentioned about climate change. The whole argument, the fight now is to create jobs from destroying the climate. And unfortunately, that's true. Unfortunately, it is true. Once you make something an industry, and climate change is an industry now, on both sides. On both sides, you know, they're pretending it doesn't exist and pretending the world's coming to an end. And once you have jobs attached to that, you have permanent liars. You know, once again, people hate the truth. Once you make an industry of X being true, X has to be true for me to stay in that industry. And then people start lying. It's like the war on cancer. They make money from cancer being there. And then they convince themselves, yeah, we're fighting cancer. We're fighting it 82% of the time, we're fighting cancer. But now my job is related to it. Yeah, that 20%, I'm gonna look the other way. You know, when you make an industry out of a problem, this is why law is really so destructive, because they literally make industries out of problems. And once you make it an industry, they're not gonna solve the problem. You know, there's no war on drugs. The war on drugs bought more drugs in the country. There's no war on cancer. Cancer's gone up. There's no war on autism. Autism's gone up. When you make their job directly related to their bacon, eggs, and biscuits, you're gonna see more of it. That's just, we can't learn that concept. For some reason, we're failing at that principle. No, I don't do cocaine. I'm like, my nose is itchy. I don't know. I feel like I'm a cocaine. I feel like Dave Chappelle. What's the guy? What's the crack addict guy? I don't know. My nose is itchy. I don't know what the hell is going on over here. It's itchy today. We live on an abundant planet. The universe always provides. Scarcity is a lie. Trust the universe. Absolute. Universe. Y-O-U-niverse. Trust your universe, right? From Crystal back to Trish. Trust your universe. Your universe is an amazing machine. The human body is a phenomenal machine when you take care of it. You don't take care of it, it's debilitating and dying like everything else. Absolutely, trust the universe, but take care of the universe. Take care of that universe. And part of taking care of that universe is avoiding not just toxic food, but toxic people. Toxic political parties and toxic relationships and toxic marriage. You gotta avoid the toxic. Avoid the toxic. Itchy knows me. I got good news. Oh, Christine, I got some good. Oh, shoot. I don't know what just happened. We got world peace now? Christine said itchy nose means good news. We do something fantastic, because I've been scratching that thing the whole day. Somebody else is probably watching like, why are you watching him? You know he do crack or something. You know he's smoking because that's what they do. I hope so. There's power in making us sick. There's a lot of power in making us sick, Matthew, and keeping us sick. Absolutely. People are overworked and stressed, therefore their immune system is weak. Oh, go on and hit it, Ivana. Exactly. You keep the slaves working, yeah, they can't do nothing. You keep them working, you keep them stressed, and hopefully y'all know what she's talking about when she's talking about the stressing the human body. You know, the stress that you get at work, we're not designed to have that stress. We're not designed to have that stress. We're designed for momentary stress. We're designed for grizzly bear stress. Supposed to come for 15 minutes and you're supposed to get eaten, or you're supposed to be okay. But the stress of your boss hovering over you, waiting for some TPS reports, the stress of not paying your mortgage, the stress of you being in a car accident, these are unhealthy. We should not have any of these stresses. Absolutely, completely agree. I'm sorry, I turned off the animation. Y'all was doing the hearts and angry faces and stuff, and I couldn't even see them. There we go, I turned them back on. I'm sorry, guys, I was pressing buttons. I pressed the wrong button. We can rise up together, but we have to sacrifice together as well. Absolutely. Not many are willing to give up their access and excess in order to become an ally of all the people. Yeah, Chris, that's true. That's true, but they make us them little apathetic bastards. That's why people hate the truth. The truth means they gotta change, and it means that you gotta share. And we gotta go back to being what we learned when we were 3 years old. You gotta share, gotta share, gotta share. We gotta go back to sharing. I shared by giving up my corporate position. Gotta share, let somebody else take that for a little while. Let somebody else do it. You know, your kids are grown. You don't need all that money. You can live in a smaller house. And besides, when you downscale, your money goes a lot further anyway. When I tell people I don't use Amazon, they look at me like I've sprouted antlers. Yeah, Jonathan, I've done my damage. I used to sell on Amazon back when I had a business a long time ago. When they first started selling books, I used to buy and sell from I don't buy anything on Amazon. I haven't bought anything on Amazon. I can't even remember when the last time I even used it. I don't have an Amazon Prime account. I told everybody don't buy me nothing from Amazon for Christmas, and I got all the things they bought me from Amazon for Christmas because people don't listen. They're lazy. They're lazy. But we'll find out. Don't worry about it, Jonathan. We'll find out. We'll find out when Lex Luthor, when he unleashes, when Lex Luthor unleashes whatever he has for us, we'll learn then. That's the good thing about the human race. Oh, we always gonna learn. We always gonna learn. Brother Kevin is in the house. Being a change includes setting aside our current condition in lieu of the reality we intend to create. Absolutely, Kevin. We have to look past our current situation. We have to believe and know that we're part of an ecosystem and that we all work together. What do you make with it, Gerard? What do I make with what, Kim? I'm supposed to make something with something? A lotion? Is that what we're talking about? Shea butter and coconut. I make lotion. I make my own lotion. I don't buy nobody lotion. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust. If it has an INC behind the name, I don't trust it. If I make it myself, I know what's in it. And yeah, so I don't trust any corporation anymore. I don't even trust the ingredient labels. I read them, but I don't trust them. Good morning, Junie. Coconut oil, olive oil, shea butter, all good stuff. All good and natural stuff, Jasmine. The whole point about it is you put it on you. Your body knows how to break it down, so it moisturizes your skin. It doesn't murder your skin. It doesn't kill off your microbiology that you need to fight off infection. Your body breaks it down, and that's the end of it. You know, but when you put chemicals on your body, you're damaging your skin, you're killing off your flora and fauna, and then it gets in your bloodstream. And so now you're dealing with the damage it's doing on the side, and it's doing damage on the outside. And so when who is that? Daniel comes to your house and he coughs up the cuckoo virus. Now you got the cuckoo virus because your immune system doesn't have time to fight nothing else because you buying cheap lotion at Walmart. All right, that's just how it works. Trust your immune system. Do not outsource it. These people are not as smart as they think. They just have commercials and a lot of money. There's several oils, butters, essential oils, and other ingredients that provide natural sun protection, while most of these offer very low amounts of sun protection. Okay, very long. Exactly. That's another one, Lauren. You can make all these things from natural things. It's not profitable to do that. Corporations make them from chemicals because it's cheaper. They can set up a massive manufacturing plant and automate it to make synthetic chemicals, mix it all together and produce it. You know, when you make it by hand, it costs more money, and the bottom line is always the bottom line for corporations. So we've just moved into a place in society where it's cheaper to poison people, giving them some little benefits, than it is to have people make it themselves or have a line of people making it or arms stirring it. They can still make natural things, they just choose not to. It's just cheaper to do it. They remove a step from the manufacturing process when they don't have to pick anything. Right? They just have these big chemical trucks show up and they put together mixtures in a completely automated fashion, and they don't have to hire anybody. And that's another reason to buy from natural companies, because they actually have more people working for them. The manufacturing process is more complex, but it's a good thing. It's just not natural for you. It doesn't just help out your local economy. It also means that you're getting a healthier product. But you're employing people. We're not ready for automation yet. It's coming. We can't slow it down, but in the meantime, you know, we can make sure we're empowering the companies that are at least making natural things, and not speed up, you know, the Terminator from coming. All right, let me see. I kick them out and tell them, learn how to be a real kid, have fun, mama loves you. I do all the time too, Trish, and teach them to solve their problems. Except for my oldest son, oh Lord, Trish, I kicked him out. So go out and solve your own problems. And so he became the bully, the anti-bully. At church, my phone used to ring twice a week. Hello, son, you know, your son was in a fight. I'm like, oh gosh. And after a while, I realized what was happening, Trish. He was defending his friends, and he ran with the geek kids too. He was in 2 fights a week. Well, you know, your son is getting in a lot of trouble. Well, define trouble. Now, is he helping a kid who's being picked on? Well, I'm not sure that's totally trouble. I think that you're failing at your job, making sure that his friends are safe from the bullies if he's jumping in. You know, I didn't cheer it. Like, I didn't teach him to do that, you know, but he's got love in his heart. That's what he does. He wants to defend the weak. And but you send kids out socially and you get them to solve their own problems. And it's a great thing, because then they become like a little ecosystem. They become adults who actually solve problems instead of running to government and corporations and the people who created all the problems to solve them. We need to go back to solving our own problems, and we need to make kids that solve their own problems. You know? And violence is always the wrong answer, but sometimes you get pushed into a corner. Like, I'm not on the cat side. The cat is a murderous, killing bastard. He just wants to murder and eat everything and turn every little fluffy, pretty little chickie and bunny into a pile of furry goo and blood, and while he's devouring it. However, you back a cat into a corner, the cat is justified. That's when the cat is justified. You back a cat into a corner, oh, he's justified. He's supposed to take them claws out, take them teeth, and put that hair up, and attack you. And so sometimes, but that's not called violence. That's not a violation. That's called force. Right? America's justified in having a defensive Pentagon, not an offensive one. You know, that's why I'm saying you don't have terrorists in other countries. It literally does not happen. If you are in their country and you over there blowing stuff up and stealing and robbing minerals and resources, there's no terrorist over there. You're the terrorist. There's no terrorists in other countries. I gotta fight terrorism. No, you don't. You're invading people and they're fighting back. They're justified. You're not. You don't belong. I can't believe people still do that. We gotta fight terrorism. Like, there's no terrorists. You invade people who don't want. They want you to go home. Just go home. Then you know you can win the war on terror. Just take your butt home. Take your raggedy ass your butt home. That's all you gotta do. And terrorism stop. Magically, terrorism disappear. They can't figure out who the terrorist is now. Still. Oh goodness gracious. The level of care a doctor provides depends upon the amount of money you're willing to pay. Ooh, it's so inhumane. Isn't it, Susan? And that's what the universal health carers are right. They're right on that point. I disagree with their philosophies that chemical companies are healthcare companies. I kind of disagree there. That people poisoning the food, water, and medication are trying to help. But they're right about you can't associate medical care with the amount of money a doctor's making. Like doctors, what is it? They have 15 minutes to see you. Most hospitals, they got 15 minutes to read your chart, figure out Beaufort. They got 15 Beauforts in the hospital. They got to read his chart, figure out the hell's wrong with Beaufort in 15. No, because in 15 minutes, they literally got to treat Beaufort and know what's wrong with him by reading his chart and then move on to the next patient. So they're like made doctors like workers on a factory, right? Certain amount of time, certain amount of profit. The hospital's got to make money, keep the doctor working because it's work. They're paying them by the hour, so you got to make money, see the page good. And nobody can figure out what's wrong in Beaufort in 15 minutes, 50 minutes, 50 hours. You know what? It might take a lifetime to figure out what the hell is wrong with Beaufort. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. Oh, they wouldn't figure me out neither. I'm not putting Beaufort in that box. They don't know my chart. Oh no, I don't have no chart. They would figure out what's wrong with me. I was born in America. I got a book. It's a novel. You might be Encyclopedia Britannica. You got the. Oh no, you're gonna need a team of doctors. We're gonna need to get together. You got to hold hands or something. Doctors across the United States, it's doctors across America, doctors with no borders, because we trying to figure out the hell is wrong with Gerard. Oh no, you better bring an army. What's wrong with him? Well, it starts from birth. The doctor smacked him on his butt. He's been looking for that doctor ever since. The hell is wrong with Gerard? He's been mistreated. Run a muse and run a buck. Run him up. Shoot, Gerard didn't land on Plymouth Rock. America smacked him in the hell with a big old rock. They have banking systems and artificial scarcity. Shoot, I ran from wolves and dogs as a child, big brothers and abusing me. Hell no, I had a whole lot wrong, Doc. You need to take a minute. Did you read the whole book? All right, you don't have 15 minutes. I pay good. All right, I'm just. Artificial scarcity does. I try to tell people, hell no, y'all lucked up. I didn't have a good mommy and daddy. If I didn't have a good mommy and daddy, I'd been thug life. I excel at what I do. If you raised me to be a warrior, oh no. Sometimes I think I'm a little bit psychopath. I think I might be on the spectrum a tad bit, because I believe in it. I fight for children. The only reason I'm fighting for women and children and people who don't have any voices and poor people is because I might be on that spectrum. I had a good mommy and daddy. If I didn't have a good mommy and daddy, I might be robbing the hell out of you right now. I just might be. I just might. I like to excel. I lucked up and I got that privilege. I wasn't raised to be a warrior. If I was raised to be a warrior, there'd be some war in the neighborhood. I'd probably be dead. I probably would be. If I was raised in like a real poor trailer park or something, real poor ghetto, nah, I wouldn't have made it. I don't like to lose. Yep, I'm not a loser. Nope. See, what Kim said. I know you said I'm gonna lose y'all soon. Your phone is nearly dead. Yeah, Kim, what's going on with your power, girl? Why you even here? Your power off. You know you can watch this later, girl. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support sister. I do. But if you out there in California, they still shutting power off because they ain't got no damn government. They got a corruptiment. They got a corruptiment that's spraying the people with all kind of chemicals and jacking them up. Then landed people from the coocoo virus there, and they can't even keep the power on. They got a corruptiment. Oh no, save your power. These videos will be here later. They ain't going nowhere unless Facebook delete them. But then again, we're on VK and everywhere else too. All right, let me see. I got the last couple comments and I gotta go. All right, let me see. Boom. Boom. I said a bow font. That's the wrong one. Let me see. Life is your highest guru. People need to gear your meditative evolution because each one is unique and diverse. The set of circumstances that it takes for you to get it to attain enlightenment is unique for everyone and everything. We constantly need to be reminded of that because appreciating that realization and enlightenment, in enlightenment, that is why your story is important. Absolutely. That's a good point. I didn't even put that one out there. That is a big reason why your story is important. Is because you're basically telling a story of evolution. Should be, hopefully. Hopefully. I think that's what he's trying to say, and I agree with it. Is that when you're telling your story, hopefully you're not telling the rosy story. You're not telling the American story, the lie. We're here to help. Oh no, you're supposed to tell the real story. I did this, wasn't supposed to do that, went here, wasn't supposed to go there, and smoked that, shouldn't have smoked that, drank this, drank way too much of it, did this, had that popped out, and this was bad, and I shouldn't have done that. Tell the real story. And you start evolving, and I thought politics was helping, and I realized I'm supposed to be loving people, and I thought being a national was a good idea. I realized I ain't got a nation. I thought this, and like evolving slowly. And this is where I landed, where I realized that we need consciousness. I realized that for me. I heard it from other people who were gurus, that this is where we are. We need to start doing things that are necessary and stop asking if you're right or wrong. And I'm not Annie Jacobson. Did I get it right? Annie Jacobson? That we need to start asking, not if something's right or wrong. Because usually we never know. We usually never have enough data. And plus, right and wrong, it's in this weird matrix of a timestamp related to time. Some things that seem wrong up front are right later. Things seem right up front or wrong later. Ask, is it necessary? Is this thing that we're doing necessary? Somebody mentioned chemtrails. Chemtrails are not necessary. Sponsored by Lysol. Ooh, Beaufont, that is a good one. That is a good one. We do our own chemtrails, don't we? Right in the house. That's why I don't go to people's houses. I don't like people's houses. They spray things in the air, and I gotta breathe them in. Because if I can leave my lungs outside, I come to people's houses. But people like to put love my carpet on the floor and find dust and chemicals. You just going to visit somebody's house because you want tea. You come home with cancer, but you don't find out for 10 years. All right. Good morning, Joe. Yes, Jasmine, you got to be happy. Being happy is a part of healing. You got to laugh a lot. Very important. Stop going after these comedians and the cancel culture. You need to cancel the cancel culture. The more people are laughing, the less they're taking themselves seriously. The less they take themselves seriously, the less hate they're going to be in the world or your society. And outsource your personal sovereignty and turn around and call it democracy. Right, exactly, Beaufont. That's why this isn't a democracy. Not that I agree with democracy, but outsourcing sovereignty is not a democracy. That is literally a controlling euocracy. It's this idea of authority and compelling you to be what makes them profit. That's a bad idea. Human beings are sovereign. nations are not sovereign. States aren't sovereign. Corporations aren't sovereign. The only that's sovereign are living creatures. You're a biological creature. Every system in government needs to take second stage, second seat to anything that's there, any sentient human beings. I'm gonna stop it right there because the whole animal thing comes in. Are animals sentient? I believe they are. But we're not really ready to discuss animals. We still believe in bombing children. As long as we got people bombing children who believe in that and cheering for it and they think that they're helping, the monkeys have no chance. The birds have no chance. The bees, until we look in each other's eyes, a human's eyes, a child's eyes, and say that you deserve life. I don't deserve anything that comes from taking your life. So we can do that to these countries like Yemen and Iran and trailer parks and ghettos and Honduras's. Until we can do that, kangaroos ain't got no chance. The black rhinos, the elephants, you can hang all that up. You can take that with the whales, hang it up on a hook. They all gonna die, every last one of them. So human beings see some sort of humanity that they want to employ on each other, they'll never deploy it to the wild kingdom. Our government is the push for the eco crisis. It is, Matthew, which is why it's crazy to think that anybody thinks that anybody high up anywhere in American politics is fighting to save anything in the ecosystem or climate change. You're a fool if you believe that. These people are literally behind the destruction of the entire planet. And it's not people, it's the system. Let me clarify that. The system. The system requires they destroy this planet and as much earth life on it as they can. That's what profit is, it's what greed does. The system has to change. Changing the politicians does absolutely nothing. Nope, my children rarely get anything with sugar in it, Daniel, because you're doing some great parenting. I wish I were there. I wasn't there when my kids were young. I was stupid. I was ignorant. I was giving them M&Ms and Milk Duds and Mike and Ike's, and I was giving them sugar addiction, ho-ho candies and cakes, and I lucked up that none of them ended up with a chronic disease. I damn lucked up. But then I grew up. Absolutely do not give your kid sugar addiction because the cuckoo virus is coming. And if it ain't the cuckoo virus, it's gonna be another one. Part of the personal sovereignty is taking your health into your own hands. Absolutely, you gotta insource it. That's how you gotta become strong again. Thank you, Crystal. Itchy knows me. Good news. I thank you. I got that, Christine. I'm gonna wait on that good news. Universe is the universe. Absolutely is the UN-verse. Where and why you're stressed. Absolutely, Jasmine. People need to remove stress. Your life needs to be about removing stress, not including more stress because you want to buy a bigger house or a faster car. Good morning, Lola Moore Bop. Lola Moore Bop. Been a minute. Go back to a unified oneness. And we are one. The funny thing about that, Daniel, we never were separate. They just lied to us and told us that. We were never separate. We were energy that's connected all over this planet. We've always been one. They just convinced us we weren't one. We've always been one. All we got to do is go back to the realization that we are as Yemen as we're Russian, as China as we're Iranish, Iraqish as we are that, as blackish as we are whitish, and as Christian as we are Muslimish. All we got to do is just realize. Real eyes. Use our real eyes, that third eye. That's all we got to do. Go back to using that and we're good. Why I got the cuckoo virus. Well, Daniel, people ask why they get it. They got it because their immune system couldn't beat it. I always go back to the immune system because that's your first line of defense. That's your national security. You want to make sure that they got all the resources they need to fight as hard as they can. And you can do that through your diet, what you rub on the skin, what you put in your mouth, all of that, how you live your life. TV says do it on a commercial, do the exact opposite. It means a company's making profit getting you to do that. And all of these companies have negative externalities. That was a Top Gun theme, just popped in my head. Good morning, Cat Stevens. From across the pond, I might. You're from across the pond, might. I've always wanted to have a UK accent, Cat. Do you have a UK accent? Because it always sounds so intelligent. I always wanted one. Might. Are you a bit knockered, Mike? Time for you. I know that doesn't sound nothing like a UK accent. I know. When I worked in the pharmaceutical industry, I worked for the UK. I really appreciated y'all because y'all used to tell Massa where Massa could go. I love people in the UK. Because they have a different system all the American people would like worship their supervisors and managers and stuff. Oh, not in the UK. Oh Lord, that's the first time I didn't see the rowdy slave. That's the first time I was in the pharmacy. I still remember Johnny. His name was Johnny. He cussed his boss out. I was just like, Johnny gonna get fired. That's because I was in the UK. Johnny gonna get fired. Johnny didn't get fired. His boss took it. His boss cussed right back at him. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, y'all can talk to your bosses like this over here? I'm in the wrong country. I started to be, oh, maybe I need to be more of a rowdy slave, less of an American. Oh, was that from Down Under? That's what it sounded like, Sharon? I was from Down Under. Yeah, I don't do that. The impression person is harsh. That's not me. He does good impressions. I don't do good impressions. My German is my Russian. My Russian's probably my Chinese, and my Irish is my Scottish, and I mix them all up. All right. I use high quality plants, cosmetics, but even they contain lots of chemicals. They do, I'm honest, you gotta read the labels. I mean, women's cosmetics, oh my gosh. So I talk about the cuckoo virus. How about the cosmetic viruses? The cosmetic viruses can murder more women than the cuckoo virus ever wish it could. How about that? Can we fight that ever? Can we be upset with that? Can we like go spray the chemical companies pretending to be cosmetic companies? Hell yeah, real talk. Real talk. We're poisoning people and they still got commercials, you know? Cuckoo virus didn't have a commercial. They had no commercials. They ain't out there running advertisement. You know, it's a thing that you can't even fight. And it's a thing that you can't even make go away. Viruses are constantly trying to reclaim human energy, but you can fight the cosmetic industry. Oh, you consume. The government can do that anytime they want. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. Yeah, Lola Mar, I see your messages. I see you right there. All right. I don't even know what Gerardine is, but fine. I don't even know what that is. I think who made that up? I think Rebecca made that. Or Christine Stein made that up. Anyway. Teach each other to defend self. Absolute. Defend self, Jasmine, and defend your neighbors and people around you. Always stand up for people who don't have a voice. Always stand up for people weaker than you. That's called being humane. How ironic. I have a cat that has never killed. Cat, you literally don't have a cat that's never killed. They don't exist. I'm sorry. Come here lying. Cat love you to death. Don't be lying on here. Don't be lying. Every cat is a killer. Every cat is a murderer and a psychopath. Yes, some eat kale, but when you're not looking at killing bugs and cockroaches and water bugs and ladybugs and birds and bees and mice, this is just, you know what? Your cat is just highly evolved cat. We're done killing nobody in front of you. That's all. I just realized, oh, you know what? I ain't gonna kill nobody. Because cats are psychopaths. They're predators. That's like saying the American government ain't killed nobody. Oh, no, they exist to murder. That's why. That's why they're there, to reclaim resources. Look at me. Cat, how many cats have I had? Cat, I've had about 4 cats, and they were all killers. One was a Manx, and he had Timber. His name was Timber. I called him Timber because he looked like a wolf. He had gray hair. See, people don't think, they think, oh, he hates cats. I don't hate cats. I just know what they are. Timber was, he was always the one. He'd come up to you. He always act like he was so good and sweet and everything. And my wife at the time was like, don't believe he's sweet. He ain't sweet. He ain't sweet. He just acting like that because you stupid. She wasn't right. She was not right because she was my wife at the time. I said, hell no, she couldn't have been right. Everybody know that your wife is always wrong. If you got a husband, he always wrong. That's just how it works at the time. And I look back, she was right. He would act like he was so sweet. He was not sweet. He was a killer. He was a psychopathic murderer. I miss Timber. He was a cute little Manx cat, but I don't lie to myself about Timber no more. Timber was a wolf. Okay? Timber was a killer. And if I died early on and I was left alone in my house and Timber was there for about a week, Timber would have ate my nose, my feet, some penises and ears, and Timber would have chewed on all of it, ate it all up, all of it. Why? He probably would have done that. That's what cats do. We're their food, people. We are their food. I would need to start a movement that we are their food. Let's not pretend we're their food. Yes, they're cute and cuddly, but they want to murder you. That's how cats work. I just don't believe in lying. That's I ain't gonna lie about it. Cats want to murder you. But they're sweet. They're cute killers. Don't get me wrong. There's some fine killers out there too. There's some women psychopaths and murdered their husbands. Again, don't make me go back to that show when them wives killing their husbands for acting fool, foul, stupid, and crazy. And they murdered. They was cute. Some of them was hot as hell. That's probably part why I don't date them. I don't do it. I don't do it because I'm a man. We weak. We are weak when it comes to that. You meet a fine woman, like, you know, because then we start asking that question, well, how psycho is she really? Well, how psycho? Well, maybe she just murdered him with an axe because maybe he wasn't doing right. Maybe, guys, again, there's something wrong with us. We need to work on us. Y'all need to give us some time. Let us work on us. So cats can be like women, be cute killers. But there's a lot of men that's cute and killing too. A lot of men psychopaths. Rico Suave, these tall, dark. I like them tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah, you know most tall, dark, and handsome is psychotic. You know that, right? Because they break them when they're early on. Because the women say, oh, you're just tall, dark, and handsome. Whatever most people going for, that's what you need to not go for. That's how you break kids at a young age. Everybody all the kids want to go for that. And then they just become snotty. They're the most beautiful people on the planet, the most unattractive people that nobody want to deal with, got the most weight on them. Why? Because once again, they got to be nice people. They got to develop their personality. They got to have sociology. And they got to do nice things to have friends and people to be around. The tall, dark, and handsome, whatever y'all like, if it's bald-headed, strong, six-pack, whatever it might be, that's what the psychopaths become. Because they don't have to be nice. Everybody just worship them. I don't know how we did that. Oh, I guess it's getting close to Valentine's Day. People think about dating. Well, good luck with that, y'all. Good luck. Chemtrail sponsored by Lysol. All right. Yes, it is. Oh, we read that one. That's all I'm saying, Cat. I call it how I see it. I just call it how I see it, and that's just what cats are. Happy Heart-Centered Day, all. It's no, Jasmine. It is not how. It's not Heart Day yet. Stop it. We need to cut this out, y'all. Cut this out. No, it's my birthday week. No, it ain't your birthday week. You was not born this week. You was born on the day. Not only that, but your day had an hour and it had a second. Cut out. That's my birthday month. It ain't your birthday month. I'm not gonna buy you no presents all month. Are you crazy? It's my birthday weekend. No, it's not your birthday. Go have some fun this weekend, but it's not. No, it's not no Valentine's Day. No, it's not till the 14th. Men do not have to deal with that oppression and slavery for 3 more days. 3 more days, we can still be apathetic and not have no roses. We can still spend our money on video games for the next 3 days. Oh gosh, y'all kill me. All right, kept dumb because our original creation was for labor. Ooh, Matthew, are you getting into the Anunnaki? Ooh, that's a great one. We should talk about the Anunnaki one day. I haven't looked at them in a minute. But I do kind of agree with you. I'm kind of there. I think that we kind of were made for slave labor and we're being kept around for slave labor, right? Because we have free energy. You know, people go to work for no good reason. You got the free energy UFOs flying around. We know free energy is a real thing, but we still go to work. They literally, I think we probably were created to be slaves. I think, maybe, I'm not sure, kind of. My Garden of Eden mixes up with my Anunnaki all the time. I don't know what happened, Matthew. But whatever is in control of the planet, if it was in control of the planet back then, all they want is free labor. And that's all we are. We're free labor. So all I can do, Matthew, is just be an obstinate slave. That's all I can do. I can be a slave to talk a lot of trash. That's all. That's I talk trash all day. All right, I gotta go. They brought the law for us to be 98% monkey. Yes, they do, Matthew. And that's why I always go back to that 98% monkey. Because they abuse the 98% part. They get us chasing and fighting and joining tribes and beating each other in the head with sticks to steal each other bananas. And we need to spend time in the 2%. And it's not people's fault. That's just what we are. It's just what we are. They use your emotions against you. And that's why we hate the truth as a monkey, right? Because monkeys don't like the truth. Monkeys want bananas. They don't want the truth. It's human beings, that 2% that likes that evolution and moving forward. Today is my happy unbirthday. It is not your happy unbirthday, Trish. Cut that out. It ain't your birthday. Is it your birthday? It ain't your birthday. You just lying. Y'all like to lie. That's why, because it's profit in lying. That's why they lie. Because women will do it too. They like, guys can do it too on Facebook. Guys don't get as much love, those women. They say, it's my birthday. Nobody wish me happy birthday. She'll have about 400 happy birthdays by the end of the day. Then they say, well, tomorrow's my birthday too. You lying, don't be that. Is today really your birthday? If it's your birthday, happy birthday, Trish. I'm sorry. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday. If it ain't your birthday, stop that lying. One or the other. It's like choose your own adventure. Just go choose whichever one you want. All right, true. My housemate. Ooh, you got a housemate, Citizen Dad? I thought we only out that the housemate mites were only out of the UK. True, my housemate works on estate. Works on an estate. His friend who already had a job there helped him get his job there. Another employee whistle blew to him yesterday. His friend is trying to get him fired. Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, what's that? Ron Paul is live. Now I gotta go. Ron Paul is live. It was the first time this friend has been two-faced. Well, ooh, that's a thing, citizen. Are there any non-two-faced humans? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna invoke what's the little girl's name on Game of Thrones? The many faces girl. What's her name? I'm gonna invoke her. I think we have many faces. I think we all got many faces. I think Citizen Dev, I think it's just circumstance. And the circumstance made it okay for him to show that face. I think we all got lots of faces and we show them as we need to. Sometimes we got that emotional face. We got the angry face. I think we got many faces. I think our environments determine which face that we put on, which mask at that time. That's why I think you just save people by fixing the environments. But I get it. I think two-face is fake news. I think we are many faces. I think we all probably have about 32 faces. And whichever one you gonna get that day is what you catch me on that day. How you treat me, what you say, you gonna catch that face. But yeah, Arya Stark, yes, I'm invoke Arya Stark. Many faces, because that's who we are. We got many faces. I think we have to accept that. Think about it like that. I think we have to accept it. We all have many faces. Unbirthday means not birthday. I know, Rebecca. November 21st is my birthday. So Trish, that's called a lie. That's not a white lie, that's a lie. I think we should call them lies from now on. I think when people say it's their birthday and it's not their birthday, say you lying, you lying. Oh, but Trish, you know what? You're gonna get an exclusion because it's your family, it's Blankenship night. This is my Blankenship night. It's Tuesday, which means that Curse of Oak Island is on. So I didn't back. Trish, you need to get me on that show. You should have your uncle. Is it your uncle? The Blankenship? You should have him call me. So you should come on the show. We need some black people on the show. We need brothers on the show. I'll be black to get on the show. I use my black privilege. I will, because you know what? See, this is how it works. And then what we could do, we could start like a thing like, y'all raise us on Curse of Oak Island. You need some black, you need some brothers on the show. And I'll get a job like, oh, yeah, I sent a resume a long time ago. You just getting this resume? Yeah. Orchestrated. That's like CIA type activity. All right, last couple comments, then I really got to go. House mites. Yes, who's that, Beaufort? I wish I had a European accent. That's another way to get us too, Beaufort. Is accents. Y'all are bad with these. I avoid women with accents like a passion. I run from them, Beaufort. There's something weird about accents. Because I think it's guys too. Women go for the guys with that. I swear, you know what? Maybe I got this from a lecture once where we're attracted to people who don't talk like us or don't look like us. Opposites attract because we deep down have this need to share DNA with someone who talks differently, looks different, from a different tribe, because we know it's going to make a mutt child, and the mutt child, which is the interracial ones, are the healthiest children around, like the dogs. It's something about that. That's why I avoid women with accents. I don't like it. I don't like things that control me. I like to be in control of my situations. That's why I'm a hermit. Anyway, birthdays should be a thank you day to mother, in my opinion. Ooh, cat, tell the truth. You was lying earlier, tell the truth. You was lying earlier about that cat. You ain't no cat to murder nothing. You telling the truth now. Absolutely. Birthdays are for mothers, because the mothers are the ones that got to deal with it. They got to carry 9 months, deal with all that, and the diapers and all of that. But men do too. We got to get involved too. I really don't say my part too much, because it was just diapers. You know, I can do diapers. It was nasty and disgusting, but you add diapers to like the whininess and the crying and the sleepless nights, and you add that to 9 months of work, you know. And men are wrong. Oh, men are so wrong. I know. I'm sorry. I have to apologize for all the men, because y'all got to carry the babies and go through the hyperemesis and the vomiting and all of that and the pain. Push the baby out. Oh, no. Yeah, Mother's Day. Birthday should be a Mother's Day, because all the oppression they got to deal with them babies. And I'm glad I'm a man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't like identities, but damn sure I'm glad, because the way y'all treat these women. All right, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Last word. Last week's went way too long. I think accents are sexy AF. They are, Daniel, because we're being controlled. We're being controlled. That's the 98% monkey part. They're literally, Daniel, the women out there that fake accents. They're like the federal government. They fake. They know how to get that 98% out of us. They understand what they're doing. They absolutely do. Dan, you stay at home and you drink that breast milk and you be safe, brother. But make sure you share that with the baby, because it's not for you. It's for the baby. It's for the baby. I end up in a relationship, I'll be with Daniel too. Like, no, that's my breast milk. That baby won't have to wait a minute. All right, I gotta go. And now I really gotta go. All right, I gotta go. Listen, let me see. I don't use cosmetics or nail polish or hair products. Citizen Dev, thank you for supporting the healthcare system. That's what y'all need to be, right there, right there. Citizen Dev, as much as possible, get away from the carcinogen lotion, the soap, the shampoo, the brushes, the toothpaste, all of that stuff, because all of that stuff your immune system has to fight. Grow as much as your food as possible, avoid the chemical food, eat organic, reboot your immune system, go back to it, and do the exact opposite of what Beaufont just said. Do not troll people on the line for okra. Okra is a slimy, nasty slug that should not exist. Should not exist at all. All right, dudes fake accents now too. Trish, you're lying again. They do not just fake it. Dudes fake everything, Trish. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, then I'm really gonna go. Dudes lie. They lie about everything. They lie about their jobs. They lie about their money. They lie about the car. They fake about the house. They fake about where they're going in life. They pretend that they want to be successful, move forward, and give you all the world, treat you like a princess. They lying about all of it. They just want some. They just want you to make them go, that's all they want. That's how they were designed. Just understand this. It's just lies everywhere. True lies. All right, I really gotta go, y'all. They lie on accents. No, they lie on everything. That's what drives the world. I gotta go. I really gotta go now. It makes the world go round. We fight wars for women. All right, bye.